Starfleet, the Age of the Lords. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126, First Confrontation. After the Storm Fleet arrived at the designated coordinates, the fleet's shared radar connected to the starship detection device of the Crystal Skeleton Fleet. A holographic screen appeared in the main control room. On the other end of the video was Jiang Wang and an old man from the Crystal Skeleton tribe. This old man's name is too long, so I won't mention it. Feng Mo only knows to call him the Great Elder. It is said that the Great Elder has lived for 1,400 years and is the most survivable person in the entire Crystal Skeleton clan. Old man. After the Great Elder Jiang Wang saw Feng Mo, he first bowed and saluted, and then said, "Dear Lord, thank you for coming to support the Crystal Skeleton tribe despite your busy schedule. Jiang Wang promises that everything you do will be effective. We, the Crystal Skeleton tribe, always do what we say. Please don't have any worries, Lord. Defeat the invasion of the New Humanity Church." As the saying goes, people are always treacherous, but Feng Mo dare not underestimate this Great Elder, who knows what he is thinking in his crystal-filled head. "Great Elder, please rest assured, as long as the Crystal Skeleton tribe's fleet cooperates with the Storm Fleet, we will be able to repel the invasion of the New Humanity Church. Don't worry, Lord. Jiang Wang will fully cooperate with you next time, so please give the order." After hearing this, Feng Mo nodded and did not continue to speak. No matter how much you talk, it is better to take actual actions. Everything must be based on the premise of repelling or even destroying the New Humanity Church. Moreover, Feng Mo wants more than just the Tangent Galaxy, Beast Cry Galaxy. Feng Mo is also interested. Feng Mo did not hide the traces of the fleet, or it could be said that Feng Mo deliberately exposed the Storm Fleet. If he wanted to completely destroy the New Humanity Church, the current Storm Fleet plus the T-4 starship of the Crystal Skeleton tribe would be completely sufficient. As long as the Crystal Skeleton tribe fights against the New Humanity Church first, and then Feng Mo's Storm Fleet suddenly attacks, they can naturally complete the total annihilation. However, this is not cost-effective. The Crystal Skeleton tribe is no longer a threat, so why should they still rely on you? The Church of New Humanity can be destroyed, but not now. So Feng Mo chose to let the fleet directly sail into the starport of Tangent Prime just to be exposed to the radar of the Church of New Humanity. It was obvious that the Storm Fleet was noticed by the New Humanity Church. At this time, in the main control room of the New Humanity Church's quasi-T5 Vulture-class star battleship, a bishop was sitting on the captain's chair. On the main console, the holographic simulation video was far away. His Majesty the Pope of Beast Cry Prime. "Father, I want to challenge you. The Crystal Skeleton clan only has more than 500 starships. Although T4 starships account for half of them, I am confident that we can win them in one battle." The Pope, who was half lying on the bed at the other end of the video, frowned slightly after hearing this. The four bishops below him had some brains and went to the Storm Galaxy to persuade Feng Mo to surrender, but they didn't come back. The remaining three had no brains at all and only knew how to fight hard, and the Church sooner or later, this little family fortune will be wiped out by them. Reckless. The Crystal Skeleton tribe has been entrenched in the Tangent Galaxy for thousands of years. Although it has never been able to break through to the quasi-T5 level, there is no shortage of ground-to-air crystal cannons. If we start a war with the Crystal Skeleton tribe around the Tangent main star, the losses will be very heavy. Calculating that if we can capture the Crystal Skeleton tribe, we will have to lose at least 2/3 of the starships accumulated by the Church, which is not worth the loss. Wait a minute, the Crystal Skeleton tribe is extremely united. Many of their tribesmen are in the hands of the Church. I don't believe they are not in a hurry. As long as they can't bear to leave the Sky Crystal Star, we will catch them all and the Church will lose less. At present, our foundation is still too weak. The Pope was talking to himself and did not see the shock in the bishop's eyes, until the mechanical alarm sounded. The Pope jumped off the bed and quickly came to the holographic video to listen carefully. Alert! The radar detected a large number of unfamiliar starships. The scan was successful and found 2 quasi-T5 starships, 117 T4 starships, and several T3 starships. Father, is this the church getting reinforcements, or is it? The bishop said with some doubts. The Pope secretly cursed an idiot in his heart, and then quickly issued an order, connected to the other party's flagship via video. I want to see who dared to go against the church after eating the bear-heart leopard. At this time, Feng Mo was sitting on the captain's chair and listening to the report of the Mellow Sisters. 4 T4 tail scorpions were quickly approaching the enemy fleet. It would take some time to find the best strike point. At this time, a video communication came out. The request came after Joaquin connected to the video. Feng Mo saw a bald man wearing a red combat uniform opposite him, and couldn't help but remember that Mengya was also wearing a red combat uniform with a herringbone badge embroidered on his chest. This person should also be one of the 4 bishops of the New Humanity Church. Thinking of this, Feng Mo showed a standard smile and said, "This must be one of the bishops of the New Humanity Church. Do you know someone named Mengya?" The person on the other side was obviously stunned when he heard Mengya, and then said with a hint of hatred after thinking for a moment, "Are you Feng Mo, the Lord of the Storm Galaxy? It was you who killed Bishop Mengya? Do you know how serious a crime it is to kill the bishop of the church without permission?" After hearing this, Feng Mo slapped his forehead. Why are there no normal people in this new human church? Everyone seems to be a reckless man. Is it because they have fused too many beast genes and don't have a brain? So he said simply, "I don't care which church you belong to. Leave the Tangent Galaxy within 10 minutes. Otherwise, just stay here." After Feng Mo finished speaking, he hung up the video. At this time, the Mellow Sisters had arrived at the best place to attack. Feng Mo immediately ordered. The 4 T4 tail scorpions dumped all their ammunition at the same time, and then returned, targeting all the enemy's T4 starships. "Don't worry about the enemy's T5 starships." Yes, the Mellow Sisters immediately executed the order after receiving it. As for Feng Mo's statement of 10 minutes, he had no idea who would keep their word on the battlefield. If you believe in 10 minutes, you won't know how you died. The Master has ordered that the T4 Scorpions automatic aiming system lock all enemy T4 starships and carry out artillery fire coverage strikes. Fire! At the command of the 2 sisters, 4 T4 Scorpions appeared above the 2 fleets of the New Human Church at the same time. At the same time, 200 shock missiles and pulse torpedoes were automatically launched, and they shot towards the locked target sought after one round of bombing. There was a second round of 200 proton torpedoes and antimatter annihilation missiles, and finally 100 kinetic beam missiles. After the artillery fire was over, the 4 T4 Scorpions turned their bows without even looking at them and sailed away. Alarm! A large number of interstellar missiles have been detected. The fleet has been locked by the enemy. The star shield automatically turns on the maximum power. The close-in defense guns are trying to intercept the enemy's attack. A series of alarms woke up the bald bishop, and his first reaction was not to order the fleet to intercept the attack, but to curse. "Didn't you say to attack in 10 minutes, Feng Mo? You are immoral." Chapter 127, Repel. The Pope at the other end of the video slapped his forehead. It turned out that he was either a professional fleet commander or not, let alone a mentally retarded person with animal genes. Boom, boom, boom. At this time, the bald bishop couldn't care less about scolding, and was about to order the fleet to conduct an interception attack, but it was already too late. On the image generated by the radar, the large number of green light spots representing the fleet all turned gray. After zooming in on the radar image, the bald bishop saw T4 starships burning in fire. Feng Mo, who was sitting in the main control room watching the battle, saw the results achieved by T4 tail scorpion and continued to order, taking advantage of the enemy's chaos. The 2 T3 boxers launched 3 rounds of interstellar missiles in sequence, carrying out a covering strike on all the enemy's T3 starships. Launch. Yes. Following Feng Mo's order, the captains of the 2 T3 boxers responded, and then round after round of interstellar missiles continued to fly towards the New Humanity Church's fleet. Feng Mo did not want to pick up the plane and expand the victory, so he did not continue. There were so many orders, but all of the starships stayed in place. Alert! The radar has detected a large number of interstellar missiles targeting our fleet. This time the bald bishop finally reacted and immediately issued an interception command. This kind of interstellar missile can be intercepted and attacked, but the interception has a success rate after all. The success rate of this round of offensive interception was less than 45%, which meant that every 1,000 interstellar missiles could only intercept 450, and the remaining 550 struck firmly on the star shield of the fleet's T-3 starship. The two T-3 Boxers each fired 3 salvos of 3,000 interstellar missiles. Even if they were intercepted and attacked, there would still be more than 1,600 interstellar missiles left. As these interstellar missiles fell, the bald bishop saw the radar image representing the church fleet. Large areas of green light spots turned gray. "Idiot! Order the fleet to withdraw immediately," the Pope yelled at the bald bishop on the other end of the video. It's not that the Pope doesn't want to fight, it's just that the losses are too great. Besides, why does the Storm Fleet have so many special starships? First there are stealth bombers, and then there are interstellar missile ships, but all the large war starships. The Storm Fleet has them all. How can this happen? Beat. In desperation, the Pope could only issue an order to retreat, but Feng Mo had no intention of stopping them from leaving. The goal this time was to repel the New Humanity Church. If they could be solved at once, they would not be able to attack the Crystal Skeleton tribe. Now, if they no longer have a threat, can they still recognize Feng Mo as their lord? Feng Mo would never do this kind of thing that tests human nature, because it would hurt his feelings too much. On the contrary, the elder thought thoughtfully after seeing the results through the detection system, and then looked at Feng Mo with eyes full of appreciation. The New Human Church was able to defeat the New Humanity Church today, thanks to the Storm Fleet led by Lord. These strategic-level starships really opened the old man's eyes. With Lord's protection, the Crystal Skeleton tribe will be safe and sound in the future. Sir, please rest assured, the Crystal Skull clan attaches great importance to their promises. Since they have promised to pledge allegiance to you as a whole, they will naturally not break their promise. The old man will bring the 17 million people of the Crystal Skeleton clan to pay homage to the Lord. After the great elder finished speaking, he took Tianguang and bowed down to Feng Moxing. Greetings to the Lord. The words of the great elder were broadcast throughout the entire Sky Crystal Master through the loudspeaker. At this time, more than 10 million members of the Crystal Skeleton clan knelt on one knee and shouted in unison. When Feng Mo saw this scene, the doubts in his heart completely dissipated, replaced by a sincere smile. He supported him briefly and laughed. "Don't worry, Great Elder. In the future, the Tangent Galaxy will not face any threats if I am here. After I lead the fleet to destroy the Beast Cry Galaxy, I will establish stargates in the Tangent Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy. In this way, the Crystal Skeleton clan people can also travel across the galaxy to play in the hurricane and storm systems." Your Excellency is right. Some members of the Crystal Skeleton tribe have never left the Tangent Galaxy in their entire lives. It is time to integrate with the Star Sea Human Federation. Feng Mo was not surprised that the Great Elder knew about the Federation. He was a wise man who would always make the right choice at the right time. "Great Elder, I heard that there is a white hole in the Tangent Galaxy. I wonder if Great Elder can ask Tianguang to take me to have a look. When was the last eruption?" After hearing this, the Great Elder said directly without any hesitation, "Your Majesty, you're welcome. Since the Crystal Skeleton clan has chosen to follow you, the entire Tangent Galaxy belongs to you. Your order is the highest order of the Crystal Skeleton clan. I, the Great Elder, can retire. The crystals at home are already good. I haven't wiped it carefully in decades, and the old man can't wait." After hearing this, Feng Mo thought to himself, "Good guy, this is also a salted fish, but it also shows the wisdom of the Great Elder in disguise and knows how to hand over power. This is very difficult to do. Knowing is one thing, and whether it can be done is another. It's the same thing. In this way, the Crystal Skeleton tribe entered the era of Feng Mo's rule from the era of the Great Elder. After the Great Elder retired, Tianguang and Tianming came to the main control room of the Hurricane and entered the coordinates of the white hole into the main console. Ao directs the fleet to anchor at the Crystal Skeleton starport. The Hurricane can go alone. Ao was still in the main control room of the Terror Elephant at this time. There were two quasi-T5 flagships, one for Feng Mo and one for Ao. In the absence of Feng Mo, the Storm Fleet was commanded by Ao. The Hurricane can enter the 4th level warp navigation mode when sailing alone. Since the Storm Fleet also has T3 starships, the intelligent co-frequency warp navigation mode has to take care of the T3 starships and can only enter the 3rd level warp navigation mode. The speed of the 4th stage warp engine is at least 5 times that of the 3rd stage warp engine. Within an hour, the Hurricane arrived at the edge of the Tangent Galaxy. Ever since Feng Mo obtained a large amount of loot in the White Hole last time, he has been studying the White Hole, various information about the hole. From the data, he found that white holes generally appear at the edges of galaxies, and they usually do not disappear for hundreds of years after they appear. This means that discovering a white hole is equivalent to discovering a sustainable supply of treasure. Treasure trove. This is the biggest gain of this trip. Give him a white hole, even if it takes a galaxy, he will not exchange it. With a fixed source of dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, he can secretly build several ships in the Tangent Galaxy in the future. T5 starship. It is also a good idea to bring in people. The shape of a white hole is similar to a black hole, but it is not white. It just goes in and out of a black hole, hence the name white hole. The diameter of this white hole is 7 kilometers, which is more than twice the size of the Huaiyao Galaxy. Feng Mo can already imagine a scene of it ejecting a large amount of treasures. After seeing this treasure land with his own eyes, Feng Mo was completely relieved and said to Huaqian beside him, "Deploy 10 T4 kangaroos and 20 T4 shields, and then ask Alyssa to speed up the construction of 1 T4 Hurricane-class star battleship and 1 T4 Terror-class starship carrier. These 32 starships will form the White Hole Guardian Fleet. Celia is the fleet commander." Yes. Chapter 128. The Collection of the Crystal Skeleton Clan. On the way back, Feng Mo, Xiang Tianguang and Tianming learned about many habits of the Crystal Skeleton tribe, such as their preference for shiny substances, their preference to sleep on crystals, etc. Feng Mo also took the opportunity to make a request to visit the Crystal Skull Clan's warehouse, and Tianguang and Tianming happily agreed. In fact, they also knew that Feng Mo only said polite words. The Crystal Skeleton Clan has been inherited for thousands of years, and there must be many treasures. Feng Mo is looking forward to this. It took less than an hour and a half to go back and forth. When Feng Mo landed at the starport of the Crystal Skeleton Clan through optical tweezers technology, the Great Elder led a group of senior Crystal Skeleton Clan executives to greet him on the ground at starport number 1. After seeing Feng Mo, everyone bowed and saluted. "Greetings to the Lord." Feng Mo stepped forward to help the Great Elder up, smiled and said to the Jing Skeleton tribe, "Everyone, please get up. I will not change the way of life of a Crystal Skeleton Clan. The Heavenly Crystal main star only belongs to the Crystal Skeleton Clan's home planet. This will not change. Everyone can rest assured." After Feng Mo finished speaking, it was obvious that the Great Elder was relieved. "Great Elder, please rest assured that the Crystal Skeleton tribe will only get better under my leadership. I will handle the New Humanity Church on my own, so don't worry." After hearing this, the Great Elder bowed again and said, "Thank you, Lord, for your kindness. The number of Crystal Skeleton Clan members is not large. It is enough to only live on the mother planet. As for the other 3 life planets, you can allocate them as you like." Feng Mo nodded with a smile, and then walked out of the starport surrounded by the senior officials of the Crystal Skeleton Clan. Tianguang, Tianming, and Huaqian took the crystal speeder to the Crystal Skeleton Clan's warehouse. The Tanging main star is made entirely of crystals. It is a star planet and is the perfect place for the Crystal Skeleton Clan to live. On the way to the warehouse, Feng Mo really opened his eyes to the vastness of the universe, and it was full of wonders and wonders. After arriving at the warehouse, looking at the huge warehouse made of crystals in front of him, Feng Mo was a little confused for a moment. This was too luxurious. Even Feng Mo didn't have such luxury at the base of Hurricane Prime, but when he thought about the entire Tanjing Prime, it is not surprising that they are all crystals of this kind. This huge warehouse was divided into more than 10 small warehouses. Jiang Guang and Tianming knew what Feng Mo wanted most, so they took the lead in taking Feng Mo to warehouse number 1. After opening the door to the back warehouse, Feng Mo walked in. The warehouse was filled with dark matter raw materials and dark power crystals. Looking around, Feng Mo found that the interstellar raw materials in this warehouse were estimated to be more than 3 times what he had harvested in the white hole last time. These interstellar raw materials are enough to build 3 quasi-T5 starships. Feng Mo was pleasantly surprised, but his face was still cold. This scene was seen by Tian Guang, and he admired the Lord even more in his heart. He did not let money and treasures affect his mood. This is a good Lord. Next, under the leadership of Jiang Guang and Tianming, Feng Mo visited the remaining 10 small warehouses and found that there were many resources that could be used. Due to the special construction method of the crystal starship and crystal cannon of the crystal skeleton tribe, they not much use in minerals and metals. 2 of the warehouses were filled with dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, and most of the 6 warehouses were filled with T3 and T4 raw materials, which were all cheaper for Feng Mo. As for the remaining warehouses, they are filled with diamonds, zircons, etc. These sparkling things are the favorites of the crystal skeleton tribe. Tian Guang and Tianming took Feng Mo to browse the entire warehouse, and then said, "The Lord can send a fleet to take them all away. If possible, some diamonds can be left for the tribe, and zircons would be even better." Seeing Jiang Guang's honest appearance, Feng Mo laughed loudly and said, "Don't worry, I won't use those sparkling things, I'll leave them all for you. As for the dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, they must be taken away. As for those T4 and T3 raw materials, I won't take them for nothing, I will replace it with a batch of sparkling material for you." After hearing this, Jiang Guang felt happy. The crystal skeleton clan just liked these sparkling substances. He quickly bowed to Feng Mo and said, "I would also like to thank you, Lord." Feng Mo waved his hand to help Tian Guang up, and then asked tentatively, "I have checked these warehouses and found no star seeds. I wonder if there are other treasure hiding places?" Back to Lord, "The star seeds are also here, but they are not on the ground, but underground. Lord, please come with Jiang Guang." After Jiang Guang finished speaking, he led the way and took Feng Mo to the depths of warehouse number 1. There was a small crystal room inside. What came into view after entering the room was a crystal elevator. The 4 people took the elevator down nearly 300 meters and finally came to a small crystal space. This place was filled with crystal shelves and various crystal boxes. It was obvious that the crystal clan loved and used crystals. All reached the extreme. Jiang Guang led everyone to a crystal shelf, where 13 crystal boxes were placed. Jiang Guang divided the 13 crystal boxes into 2 parts, one with 10 and the other with 3, and then faced Feng Mo said, "Lord, these are the star seeds collected by the crystal skeleton clan in the past 100 years. Due to the limited detection equipment, only 10 of these 13 star seeds can be detected, and the remaining 3 cannot be tested to determine their level or efficacy. There are 10 star seeds here, of which the T2 level is the most. 7 of them are special herbs and fruit trees with different effects. The information will be passed to the Lord later. There are 2 at the T3 level and 1 at the T4 level. One of the T3 level starseeds is called the Ancient Tree of Life. These starseeds are generally inherited from the elves, and the fruit they produce can strengthen the genetic level of living things. The other one is a plant seed. I didn't find its name. It can enhance the male function of biological species after taking it, and can slightly strengthen the toughness of the skin. The last T4 interstellar seed is called bloodthirsty vine. It can produce plant fruits by absorbing blood. It is an indispensable main medicine for preparing level 4 gene medicines, and it is also one of the auxiliary medicines for preparing level 5 gene medicines. Feng Mo nodded. Most of those T2 interstellar seeds are plants. Their effects are very simple. They bear fruits or are medicinal materials themselves. They can be eaten or made into medicines. As for the 2T3 interstellar seeds, Feng Mo, the ancient tree of life, knows them very well. They can be given to the elves to cultivate. This one is one level higher than the one on the main planet of the elves. As for the flower seed, according to the record in the federal database, it should be called cinnamon lotus. It can be planted in a pool, just like ordinary flowers and plants, but it needs to bury some energy blocks in its rhizomes. After the cinnamon lotus blooms, its lotus seeds can be eaten raw or used to prepare medicines. There is a great demand for men. Especially some interstellar lords and children of large families have a great demand for this kind of interstellar seeds. After all, no one is a perpetual motion machine. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 Big Harvest. This time I came to the Tangent Galaxy and gained a lot. The white hole will not erupt again for about a year. Then I will come to collect treasures. Feng Mo accepted these 13 star seeds, even if they were left in the crystal skeleton. They don't know how to use it either. For the last 3 undetectable star seeds, Feng Mo planned to go to Huaiyao Galaxy to find Professor Luo after returning and ask him to help detect them. By the way, he could also take a look at the little goblin in Chuyunjian. Thinking of his 3 women, Feng Mo just sighed that the medicinal ingredient cinnamon lotus came in such a timely manner. Of course, he would never admit that it was him who couldn't do it. It was just that the enemies were too strong and took turns taking turns. Who could bear this? After all, humans are not machines that can move around the clock. These starseeds were all very ordinary plants and trees. There were no special starseeds or energy seeds, which made Feng Mo a little disappointed. That's right, it's impossible to have such great luck every time. This is the norm. Just because you had good luck in the past, you can't look down on these ordinary starseeds. I have gained enough this time, and I can try to modify a few more quasi T5 starships when I go back. As for the real T5 starships, they can be exchanged in the Xinhuo system mall. But it is too expensive. The price is 10,000 points, which is 4 times the price of the T4 class starship design drawings. Feng Mo only has 1,660 points now. After completing 3 temporary tasks, he can add 5,000 points. It's still not enough. We need to continue working hard to complete more temporary tasks. A big harvest means a big comeback. After taking so many things from the Crystal Skeleton tribe, it is unreasonable not to destroy the New Humanity Church. Early the next morning, Feng Mo brought Alan to akin to Tanjing Starport. At this time, 2 brothers, Jiangwang and Tianming, were already waiting here. Feng Mo planned to take down the entire Beast Cry Galaxy in one go. It would be too difficult to attack the Beast Cry main star if the New Humanity Church was prepared, so he needed the help of the Crystal Skeleton Fleet. This combined storm fleet with nearly 400 T4 starships is enough to crush the New Humanity Church. Lord, the route has been preset. The target is the main star of Beast Cry. The Storm United Fleet has entered the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode. Please ask the first-level genetic warriors to enter the dormant cabin. Yesterday, Feng Mo asked the fleet industrial ship to give a modification plan for the Crystal Starship, which can connect the radar system to the Crystal Starship. After receiving the data from the Crystal Starship, Alyssa is studying how to combine dark matter raw materials with dark energy crystals or integrated into the starship, transforming it into a quasi-T5 starship. Feng Mo did not tell brothers Jiangwang and Tianming about this news. He would give it to Alyssa after she produced the design drawings. By then, the loyalty of the entire Crystal Skeleton tribe would rise again. The fleet entered warp speed sailing mode and soon arrived at the intergalactic space between the Tanjing Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy. During the voyage, through Jiangwang's introduction, Feng Mo had a great understanding of the Beast Ming Galaxy. It was a small galaxy, much smaller than the Storm Galaxy. There are only 2 second-level life planets in the entire galaxy, and they are both primitive planets. All the people living on them are beasts, and there are no traces of humanoid or human existence. The entire Beast Cry galaxy remains in a primitive state, and nearly 100 resource planets have not been mined. It seems that this is a very new galaxy, and even the New Humanity Church has only been here for more than 30 years. After listening to the situation in the Beast Crying galaxy, Feng Mo concluded that this small galaxy is suitable for use as a secret base, and that if there is a chance that the battle planet technology will survive in the future, the two secondary life planets in the Beast Crying galaxy can be transformed. Just when Tianguang was explaining the Beast Cry galaxy to Feng Mo, in the underground world of the Beast Cry main star, the Pope was sitting on the throne in red robes, with 3 tall men wearing red battle uniforms standing below. Father, in the battle yesterday, the Church fleet was attacked by the Storm fleet and suffered heavy losses. 67 T-4 starships were destroyed and 364 T-3 starships were destroyed. 14,000 alien sailors were killed, and about 100,000 ordinary sailors were killed. The enemy. The enemy had no casualties. After speaking, the bald bishop glanced at the Pope sitting on the throne with his small eyes, as if to check whether he was angry. HMPH, Feng Mo has gone too far. He actually dared to sneak attack the Church's fleet, causing such heavy casualties to the fleet. This kid has become a problem now and will become a serious problem for the Church in the future. The Pope casually knocked off the armrests of the throne, and then said to the 3 bishops, "In this matter, I will apply to the headquarters for a quasi-T5 fleet. From today on, the 3 of you are not allowed to fuse beast genes privately, so that I can restore my former wisdom. Before the Pope could finish speaking, a burst of electronic sound interrupted his words. Alert! The planetary defense radar system has discovered that a strange fleet has entered the Beast Cry system. Please make a decision, Lord Pope. Father, it must be the Storm fleet. The boy will lead the fleet to meet the enemy now. Relying on the defenses of the Beast Cry Prime, the boy is 70% sure of repelling it. The Pope nodded after hearing this. They finally learned to think and thought about how smart and wise the 4 bishops he adopted were. Among them, Meng had the highest command talent. Unfortunately, he was killed by Feng Mo. Since the 4 of them started to merge, beast genes and IQ are getting worse day by day. At this time, the Storm United Fleet slowly docked not far from the main star of Beast Cry, just outside the detection range of the quasi-T5 starship radar. The United Storm Fleet has arrived at the coordinate Beast's Cry main star and started the regular sailing mode. An electronic sound rang out. Now that we have arrived at the main star of Beast Cry, a rash attack will definitely lead to a big loss. The holographic image sent back by the T4 tail scorpion shows that the main star of Beast Cry has a large number of planetary defenses. Among them, there are 300 T4 level surface-to-air missile cannons around the starport alone. The entire Beast Cry starport is like a war fortress. In the main star of Beast Cry is different from other main stars. Other main stars need to deploy defenses on the entire planet, so the artillery fire will not be so concentrated. They also have to protect the people of the planet, and most of them will choose to defend against the enemy. But the main star of Beast Cry is different. He does not need to take care of the people on the planet. They are all a bunch of beasts. What's the point of taking care of them? Therefore, the defenses of the main star of Beast Cry are mostly concentrated at the starport, which creates a situation that is easy to defend and difficult to attack. If you want to attack the starport, you must first withstand the salvo of 300 T4 missile cannons. Even the star shield of the quasi-T5 starship cannot withstand this kind of shooting. However, Feng Mo was not without a solution. He had previously shown the New Human Church a wave of stealth bombers and interstellar missile ships. It was time to show them something new. Fortunately, their T4 defenses were mainly missile cannons. Although the cool-down time was low, as long as the reload speed was fast, theoretically, they could quickly fire several rounds. However, compared to laser cannons, missile cannons were easier to be intercepted. Chapter 130, Destroying star. Feng Mo happens to have two T4 interception interstellar biological ships in his hands. Since these two biological ships were built, they have not had the opportunity to perform, causing them to act as soy sauce in the fleet. Now it is time to show them out. Moreover, the quasi-T5 Elephant-class interstellar aircraft carrier has not gone through a large-scale battle since it was built, and its strength needs to be tested. The following is a strategic deployment. 4 T4 tail scorpions sneak into the enemy's starport and deal destructive blows to all starships, fighters, and mechas parked in the starport. The bigger the chaos, the better. All actions are subject to Milo's command. Al, you are responsible for commanding all actions of the quasi-T5 Elephant-class interstellar aircraft carrier, and using drones to deliver devastating blows to all enemy starport defenses. Tian, Guang, you are responsible for commanding the Tanjing fleet, and cooperating with the Storm fleet and 2 T4 interceptor interstellar biological ships to withstand at least 3 rounds of enemy artillery attacks. Feng Danyi, you are responsible for leading the mecha team to find everyone in the New Humanity Church in the Beast Cry Prime planet after Al and Melo succeed, and kill all the rebels. Pay attention to the underground world, since the surface world is a paradise for beasts. That underground world is the research laboratory of the New Humanity Church. Yes. All the fleet commanders responded and then performed their duties. Everything was as expected by Feng Mo. After the Storm combined fleet entered the enemy radar scanning area, a huge alarm sound sounded on the Beast Cry Prime, and then all T4 lethal missile cannons automatically aimed all starships in Storm fleet. The two fleets of the enemy's New Humanity Church took off with a total of 900 starships to confront the Storm fleet. Their formations were compact, obviously taking precautions against the stealth bombers. At this time, another video communication request from the enemy came from the main control room of the Hurricane. Feng Mo really didn't want to answer it, so he asked Huakin to hang up. However, the other party continued to request, so Feng Mo had no choice but to answer it, which happened to be for Melo. By some time. Opposite the video this time is an old man, wearing a red robe, who must be the Pope of the New Humanity Church. First of all, congratulations to Count Feng Mo for being promoted to Duke. Secondly, now that you have retired, the Church of New Humanity can treat this matter as if it never happened. If you choose to join the Church, this Pope can make the decision and give you both the Sky Crystal Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy, and I will support you with T5 starships to help you build your country. How about this condition? The Pope spoke with strong confidence, as if Feng Mo would definitely agree to the conditions he proposed, but it was a pity. Sorry, I refuse. Not to mention that the Tanjing Galaxy belongs to my territory. Now as long as the Beast Cry Prime is knocked down, these two galaxies will belong to me. How do you make the decision? And the T5 you mentioned, where is the starship? Why didn't I see it? Feng Mo's words were full of ridicule, as if he didn't take the Pope of the New Humanity Church into his eyes. In fact, his eyes were solemn. This church is a bit evil. According to the experience of 2 lives, there will always be some accident in the end. Duke, Feng Mo, I respect you and call you Duke, but if I don't respect you, you are just a bigger ant. Do you really think that the Starsea Human Federation is the center of the entire universe? It's too much to look at the sky from a well. To tell you the truth, the New Humanity Church here is just a branch, and this Pope is only one of the 36 popes. You can imagine the strength of the Church. If you surrender and join the Church now, this Pope can. It's natural for me to recommend you to become a partial Pope. The Pope snorted coldly and said, Feng Mo was really too lazy to reason with these lunatics. They all had some brain problems, and they had already received a notification from Melo that they were ready. Feng Mo chose to hang up the video directly. At this time, the 4 T4 tail scorpions have quietly approached the starport, and the entire Storm combined fleet has quietly set up a defensive formation. The outermost is the T4 Crystal Starship and T4 Sword Shield, and then the T4 Interceptor type interstellar biological ship. This is only the first line of defense. With the interception efficiency of the close-in defense gun and the interception efficiency of the 2 biological starships, Feng Mo was confident that 80% of the enemy's missiles would be intercepted directly outside the star shield. What Feng Mo had to do at this time was to attract the enemy's defenses to fire the first round of shots, giving the Mellow Sisters and Al a chance to take action. So the Hurricane on which Feng Mo was riding was the first to fire the first shot. The quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon turned into an orange beam and directly bombarded the star shield of an enemy T4 starship. After shattering the star shield, it directly penetrated the hull. The Hurricane's cannon directly opened the star shield. The end of today's Star Wars. The main and secondary guns of all the starships in the teaching fleet are charged and ready, and all the defenses in the Beast Cry starport will automatically lock onto the local fleet, and give me a hard beating. The bald bishop roared loudly, and he was so excited that he almost transformed into a beast. His adjutant stayed far away from him at this time, fearing that he would be too excited and tear himself apart after transforming into a beast. Beast Cry starport. After entering the first level of combat readiness, the entire starport was very tense, and all defenses were fully opened. The two bishops in the main control room nervously watched the movements of the fleet outside the starport through radar. The Mellow Sisters were in the main control room of a T4 tail scorpion, commanding 3 T4 tail scorpions to approach the Beast Cry starport quietly. At this time, all 300 missile cannons in the starport were fired, and the target was the United Storm Fleet. T4 starships and T3 battle starships have all taken off to engage the Storm Fleet. The starships parked at the starport were all T3 logistics fleets and T2 and T1 civilian starships. Mello clearly remembered the commander's purpose of letting them lurk here, which was to cause chaos. The more chaos, the better. Order Tail Scorpion 1 and Tail Scorpion 2 to move from north to south and launch all torpedoes and missiles. Tail Scorpion 3 and Tail Scorpion 4 to move from west to east and launch all torpedoes and missiles. After one round of projection, all the antimatter missiles were fired at the main control building of the starport. Yes. After receiving the order, the 4 T4 tail scorpions all revealed themselves immediately. Numbers 1 and 2 sailed from north to south, firing a concussion missile or proton torpedo every 500 meters. Numbers 3 and 4 sailed from west to east, launching a kinetic energy beam missile or pulse torpedo every 500 meters during the period. Anyway, the 4 conventional weapons of T4 tail scorpion allowed them to understand clearly. In an instant, the entire Beast Cry starport was followed by 4 T4 tail scorpions flying past, and a violent explosion occurred on the ground. Any starship parked in the starport would be under the focus of T4 tail scorpions. Of course, there were many. Several torpedoes were fired. At the same time, Al, who was still watching the battle, saw a raging fire burning in the Beast Cry starport through the radar image. Knowing that the time to attack had come, he immediately ordered. The Terror Elephant dispatched all drones except for the T4 class interstellar ship-breaking aircraft, targeting all the defenses of the enemy's Beast Cry starport. Yes. Chapter 131 Dimensionality Attack. At Al's order, all 900 T4 class modified drones took off from the quasi-T5 Elephant class interstellar aircraft carrier and flew towards the Beast Cry starport. At this time, in the main control room of the Beast Crying starport, the two bishops were a little strange about the sudden appearance of 4 T4 tail scorpions. There should be no such starships here in the New Humanity Church. They saw missiles and torpedoes to the beasts. Mingxing Port was blown to pieces. But what they can do is very limited at this time, because the defenses of the starport have been ordered by the Bald Bishop to launch missiles at the Storm Fleet. Their authority is not as high as the Bald Bishop, so they can only ask the Bald Bishop for instructions first. But before they could ask the Bald Bishop for instructions, an alarm sounded. Alert! The radar detected a large number of interstellar drones approaching the Beast Ming starport, and the system successfully identified them. There are 900 T4 level interstellar drones, including 500 T4 level interstellar fighters and 200 T4 level interstellar self-destruction machines, 200 T4 class star bombers, The Terror Elephant class interstellar aircraft carrier is different from the ordinary T-4 aircraft carrier. Its standard configuration of carrier-based aircraft is only 1,000. That is because the size of these drones is not much larger than that of the ordinary T-1 Starship, and some are even no longer as large as the ordinary T-1 Starship. The T-2 Starship is much smaller, and the ammunition it carries is naturally very sufficient. If it is a general T-4 interstellar aircraft carrier, the number of carrier-based aircraft is about 3,000 to 6,000 drones, but these drones are not as large as the diameter of the barrel or the ammunition they carry. Star aircraft carriers have many drones. At this time, the two bishops who were still in the main control room of beast-calling starport were completely panicked. Fortunately, one of them was still calm and immediately called the bald bishop. Bishop, the beast cry starport is surrounded by a large number of drones. Please support, please support, please support. Requesting support 3 times in a row is a sign of respect for these T-4 class drones. And of course we cannot live up to this respect. Alert, radar detects a large number of interstellar missiles in transit. When 900 T-4 class interstellar drones approached the beast starport, they finally came within the range of the fighter planes. Al, who was remotely controlled, immediately ordered the launch of missiles. A large number of interstellar missiles shot towards the beast starport like a meteor shower. When 900 T-4 interstellar drones arrived at the beast-calling starport, they encountered no decent counterattack. At this time, the drones had launched 3 rounds of interstellar missiles, and 2,700 interstellar missiles exploded throughout the beast-calling starport. A large number of small mushroom clouds formed by the explosion gathered together to form a huge fireball, swallowing up all the buildings in the beast cry starport. When the Mellow Sisters saw this, they would definitely not let go of such a good opportunity and immediately issued combat orders: pour out all the ammunition, aim the antimatter missile at the enemy's starport main control room, and launch. At this time, in the main control room of the church's flagship, the bald bishop barely controlled his mind and restrained the murderous intention in his heart. Only then did he realize that the main control room of the starport on the ground had sent him a large number of video requests, and the bald bishop quickly connected the video. As soon as the video was connected, an astonishing scene was seen. The entire main control room of the beast starport was blown up into the sky. A ball of fire swallowed up the entire video, startling the bald bishop. Then he hurriedly ran to the main console and looked at the radar image, and found that all the defenses of the starport below had been blown up, and almost all the starships parked in the starport had been blown to their knees. This made him feel vaguely completely crazy. He was obviously just in a daze for a while. But so many things happened. The beast cry starport was destroyed, the defenses were destroyed, and even the main control room was blown up. The more than 900 starships left in the fleet were no match for the storm fleet. At this time, Feng Mo only felt that the pressure was much less. Ever since the bald bishop ordered the bombardment of the storm fleet, Feng Mo immediately ordered an interception attack. All T-4 sword shields close-in defense cannons were turned on, and 2 interception-type interstellar ships were activated. The biological ship sprays a large amount of biological plasma to form a laser interception network. Even so, there are still a large number of interstellar missiles fired at the starship's star shield. The ground defenses are really too strong, especially the continuous missile cannon. In a few rounds, there are more than 1,000 T-4 class interstellar missiles. Feng Mo relied on the performance of the Storm Fleet starship to survive, and he was able to counterattack the New Humanity Church's fleet from time to time. Especially the quasi-T-5 class Star Destroyer cannon on the Hurricane, which can hit the T-4 starships of the New Humanity Church one by one. Order: the fleet switches to offensive mode. All starship main and secondary guns are charged and ready. All drones of the Terror Elephant are dispatched, self-destruct one by one with the enemy, and the ship-breaking aircraft look for opportunities to destroy the enemy's flagship star shield. Let the T-4 Tail Scorpion return to replenish ammunition and conduct a new round of bombing against the enemy fleet. Yes. In fact, the outcome has been decided. When T-4 Tail Scorpions and a large number of drones reappeared, The New Humanity Church's remaining fleet of more than 100 T-4 starships was no longer enough to change the situation of the war. In particular, 200 T-4 class interstellar self-destruction machines collided with enemy starships without fear of artillery fire. When the explosion sounded, it was the day the enemy starships fell. The 200 T-4 class star bombers were the most powerful. In cooperation with the 2 T-3 boxers, the star missiles fell into the enemy fleet like a massive meteor shower, and a large number of T-3 starships were destroyed. This scene was all seen by the bald bishop. The large number of green light spots representing his own fleet in the radar image all turned gray. He knew that the situation was over. Only the safety of his father was in his mind, and he could no longer take care of commanding the fleet to counterattack. Instead, he turned around and ran out of the main control room, came to the stern of the ship, boarded an interstellar vehicle, flew across the beast starport to the surface of the main star. At this time, many beast creatures on the surface felt the violent explosion like the power of heaven, and ran wildly in all directions, forming a huge beast tide that swept across the entire beast star. As soon as the interstellar vehicle that the bald bishop was riding landed on the surface, it was destroyed by a punch from a black-haired gorilla that was nearly 20 meters tall. The bald bishop on the vehicle roared and turned into a giant monster with a gorilla head, tiger back, bear waist, tiger claws, wings on his back, and a height of more than 6 meters in the air. The wingspan was 10 meters long, and the scarlet eyes stared at the still roaring black-haired gorilla. The big mouth of the gorilla head sneered disdainfully, and swooped down from midair, and the whole person pierced the chest of the black-haired gorilla like a meteor. Then he held the huge heart in his hands and ate it non-stop. After eating it all, he spread his wings and flew to the south of the main star. He came to a remote desert, clenched his fist and smashed it hard on the ground. Boom. A passage leading to the underground was in sight. The bald bishop flew underground along the passage and came to the Pope's palace. He didn't care about the previous etiquette and pushed the door open. He saw that the Pope had disappeared, and a giant beast 10 meters tall had replaced him. Chapter 132, A giant beast that can survive under the stars. Father, follow the child quickly and leave the beast cry galaxy. Don't worry, the child will assist the father to make a comeback, then he will come back and massacre the entire Starsea Human Federation. After hearing this, the Pope turned around and looked down at Meng. Of the 4 children he had adopted, this was the only one left. Moreover, the church's decades-long layout here had also been destroyed. He would also be punished by the church while he was still alive, so why not die here with the storm fleet? My child, it's too late. I let it out. The 2 of us can be its first food. You and I can feel lucky. At this time, the Pope's eyes were filled with endless madness, and when Mengo heard the hymn in the Pope's mouth, endless fear flashed in his eyes, as if this hymn was 10,000 times more frightening to him than the storm fleet outside. At this time, Feng Mo was commanding the fleet to encircle and suppress the new human fleet. Feng Tanya led the mecha team to go to the main planet of Beast Cry to search for traces of the underground laboratory. Writing this, I hope readers will remember our domain name TaiwanNovelNetwork.com. There are a large number of beasts living on the surface of the entire Beast Cry Prime planet. These beasts are at least several times larger than the creatures on ordinary living planets. This makes the mecha team have to search for the location of the underground laboratory while also dealing with the situation just now, a beast that went berserk due to a violent explosion. Captain, these beasts are too huge. Some are even as tall as T2 mechas. It is not recommended to proceed. It is best to report to the head of the family before making a decision. A Feng family disciple suggested that Feng Mo successively dispatched troops from the main star of Xianyun, and recruited a large number of clansmen from the Feng family branches several times. Although they were not allowed to enter the storm fleet, the machines in Feng Mo's 3 fleets, the members of Tima, are all children of the Feng family. This should be the last line of defense that Feng Mo prepared for himself. Even the children of the Feng family did not act tyrannically in these mecha teams because of their status. Instead, due to Feng Tanya's management, they usually appeared to be more low-key, but there were many outstanding people among them. Feng Mo will not be stingy with rewards and positions. Among them, Those who are experienced and have fleet command capabilities compete with a group of crew members. Those with management capabilities are sent to many life planets to control a department. They are assessed or evaluated based on their annual results. Promotion. Feng Tanya looked at the large tide of beasts gathered on the surface, and even he felt a little numb. Although these beasts could not break the outer armor of the interstellar mecha, they were indeed a big trouble for the search. Moreover, interstellar mechas do not have heavy weapons, at least not the current T3 level interstellar mechas. As for the T4 level Feng Tanya that Sir Alex mentioned before, he still maintains a sense of expectation. Evacuate. I will report to Sir Alex when we get back. The beast tide is indeed too huge. 100 mechas alone cannot find the underground laboratory in a short time. It is better to let Sir Alex send a T4 star come on ship. After saying that, the mecha team all took off. At this moment, the running beasts suddenly stopped as if they encountered an invisible wall. All the beasts were lying on the ground, trembling all over. Even the second year of high school students, neither the black orangutan, which is more than 10 meters tall, nor the dinosaur, which is dozens of meters tall, dare to raise their heads. Feng Tanya, who had served in the Federation, immediately noticed that something was wrong with the situation. A bad premonition came to his mind and he quickly issued an order. Something is not right. Everyone is involved. Speed up and drive away from the main star of Beast Cry. 100 interstellar mechas drove towards the burning Beast Cry starport at full speed, but it was still too late. As a rumble sounded, the earth was cracked, and a huge crack seemed to divide the entire planet in half. A giant beast emerged from the crack. This giant beast was about 300 meters long, with a head shaped like a snake's head, bigger than a locomotive. It has a lion body, tiger claws, and 2 wings on its back. Its wingspan is more than 200 meters. Its thick limbs are much thicker than the waist of the T3 mecha that is still flying. At this time, the giant beast is still holding 2 in its mouth, a petite monster. As soon as the giant beast raised its head, the 2 monsters were swallowed directly, leaving only time to scream. At this time, all members of the mecha team took a breath after seeing the giant beast. The bigger the interstellar mecha, the better. It depends on the material of the armor, weapons, etc. The T3 Zircon class interstellar mecha is only 18.8 meters tall, but its performance is much better than some mechas that are dozens of meters tall. All I can say is there are pros and cons. For example, 100 T3 Zircons are just slightly bigger bugs in the eyes of the giant beast. Fortunately, Feng Tanya noticed something was wrong very early and immediately ordered an evacuation. Otherwise, even if their team of 100 people could hit the giant beast, killing, I'm afraid some people will also die. For Feng Tanya, these are the children of the Feng family, and being alive without affecting the execution of the mission is better than anything else. After the giant beast came out, it landed suddenly and made a big crater on the surface of the planet. The gravel splashed onto other beasts, but they did not dare to avoid it at all. They all lay on the ground and shivered. The giant beast's scarlet eyes looked around, and its smart ears seemed to hear some movement. Looking at the location of the beast's starport, a trace of bloodlust flashed in its scarlet eyes, and it spread its wings and took off towards the beast's starport. At this time, Feng Mo was looking at the radar image in the main control room of the Hurricane. The red light spots representing the new Humanity Church fleet were turning gray little by little, which proved that a large number of starships had been destroyed by artillery fire. Sir, Feng Tanya requested a video call. At this time, Huikin said behind him. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this, thinking that Feng Tanya should have led the mecha team to find the underground laboratory of the new Humanity Church. After the video was connected, Feng Mo looked at the burning beast mixing port behind Feng Tanya with some solemnity. Is something wrong? Sir, a giant beast with a length of more than 300 meters appeared underground. It has a wingspan of more than 200 meters. It is huge and extremely aggressive. It seems to have no thinking at the moment. It is similar to a biological killing weapon. Feng Mo took a breath when he heard this. He had never seen a giant beast that was more than 300 meters long. He only knew that there were starships that were more than 300 meters long, This new humanity church was really scary. It was just a branch. I don't know how powerful the headquarters is. Uncle Danny, lead the mecha team back immediately. I will lead the storm fleet to continue to encircle and suppress the remaining fleet of the new humanity church. The Hurricane will go to the Beast Cry starport to meet this giant beast for a while. Feng Mo gave an order, and Al took over the command. The Hurricane was at full speed and arrived at the Beast Cry starport in an instant. It happened to be facing the giant beast, and looked at the Hurricane, which was 10 times bigger than it. No, the giant beast rushed straight towards the Hurricane without any fear. The T4 level electromagnetic orbital secondary gun is charged and ready. Let's test the anti-strike ability of this giant beast first. Feng Mo looked at the radar image with an interested expression on his face. The 300-meter-long behemoth was a good research object. He could take it back and set up a special biological research base. Chapter 133 Bombarding the Giant Beast. Sir, the T4 class electromagnetic railgun has been charged. Please give instructions. Fire. Feng Mo gave an order, and a blue beam shot out. The behemoth seemed to feel threatened, and a red light flashed on its thick tail. The light continued to rise from the tail to the neck, and then the behemoth opened its bloody mouth, and a red beam shot out from its mouth, colliding with the electromagnetic railgun fired by the Hurricane. Boom. General, laser collisions do not make too much noise, but this collision is different. Not only does it make a deafening explosion, but there are also faint sparks at the center of the collision of the two beams. The behemoth seemed a little sluggish in this wave of fighting, which may be related to its just awakening. Feng Mo's eyes brightened when he saw this scene, and he became more and more interested in this behemoth. Turn the bow of the Hurricane and lead this behemoth to the universe, Feng Mo ordered. He wanted to see if this behemoth could survive under the starry sky. If it could, then it would be a treasure, and he must study it carefully. The Hurricane ignored the giant beast and drove directly towards the starry sky. This scene completely angered the giant beast. It spread its pair of flesh wings behind it and quickly caught up. But the speed of the giant beast was still not as fast as the Hurricane. The Hurricane soon drove to the universe outside the beast starport, and the giant beast followed. Feng Mo looked at the radar image of the giant beast entering the starry sky without any discomfort, and was quite surprised. It can really survive in the starry sky for a short time. I don't know if it can last until it crosses the planet. My lord, the speed of the behemoth has reached 35 knots, which is faster than the T3 Zircon-class interstellar mecha. After analyzing the radar scanning data, the physical data of this behemoth is not inferior to the general T3 raw materials. The strongest is not the physical data, but the strong recovery ability. The behemoth was a little depressed after the red beam just now, but now it has fully recovered. Feng Mo nodded and said, yes, since the recovery ability is strong, let the T4 class ion laser main gun charge and prepare. Since the red beam ejected by the behemoth can offset the secondary gun of the Hurricane, let's increase its strength and fire a main gun to see the effect. My lord, the T4 class ion laser main gun is fully charged. Please give instructions. A giant cannon at the bow of the Hurricane emitted a brilliant blue light. The behemoth seemed to sense the threat, and the tail flashed red again. Feng Mo shook his head when he saw this. The attack means were too simple. That was right. After all, it was a living organism, not a real starship. It was good enough to have a long-range attack means. Fire. Feng Mo gave an order, and the condensed blue light ball instantly turned into a blue beam and shot straight at the giant beast. The giant beast, sensing the danger, ejected a red beam from its mouth again. The blue and red collided, flashing a little spark in the universe and then disappeared. This scene shocked Feng Mo even more. The T4 level ion laser main guns that could rival the Hurricane were all modified by Feng Mo. The caliber and power were at least 30% stronger than the original ion laser main guns. This showed that the attack of the giant beast had reached the top of the T4 level, but looking at the giant beast's listless appearance, the giant beast was even more listless at this time than after the first beam was fired. The pair of flesh wings behind it could no longer support it to move more in the universe. Charge. The quasi-T5 Star Destroyer, Feng Mo ordered calmly. He wanted to see if this behemoth could withstand the power of the Star Destroyer. At this time, the behemoth could move briefly in the universe with its super high recovery speed, and its previous slump was much better. However, when the Star Destroyer on the bow of the Hurricane was charged, the beast's instinct made him feel fear. This feeling would also be felt by ordinary humans, but not as strong as that of the beast. At this time, the behemoth's eyes finally flashed a trace of fear from the initial bloodthirstiness to now. As the Star Destroyer was successfully condensed, an orange ball of light emerged. The behemoth did not choose to escape. Its scarlet eyes stared at the orange ball of light. After a roar, the sound could not be transmitted, and the behemoth's neck glowed with purple light. Feng Mo was a little surprised after seeing this. This behemoth would also decide how powerful the beam would be according to the degree of threat. Yes, it is getting more and more interesting. My lord, the quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon is fully charged. Please give instructions. Fire. Feng Mo wanted to see if he could withstand the Star Destroyer cannon. At the same time, the giant beast, sensing the crisis of life and death, quickly curled up after ejecting the purple beam, and a pair of huge flesh wings protected the giant beast under its wings. It can be seen that the giant beast also knows that the strongest attack it ejected should be much worse than the Star Destroyer cannon. Sure enough, the Star Destroyer cannon directly covered the purple beam ejected by the giant beast, and then the trend did not decrease, and it fell directly on the flesh wings of the giant beast. There was no sound, and the sound could not be transmitted in the universe. The orange beam of the Star Destroyer cannon directly pierced the giant beast, and a large amount of purple blood was spilled in the universe. My lord, the radar detected that this monster has no breath of life, Huakin beside him reported. Uncle Danny, lead the mecha team to bring the beast back and put it on the carrier. Collect all the blood scattered in the universe. This beast is very valuable for research. Yes, Feng Tanya responded. Feng Mo then stopped paying attention to this matter. Feng Tanya and his team would naturally deal with it. At this time, the Star War outside the main star of Beast Ming had entered its final stage. Most of the more than 900 starships were destroyed, and some gave up resistance. For those who give up resistance, Feng Mo will carefully screen them, clear all the church members, and send the rest to the Hurricane Galaxy as miners. Feng Mo wants to keep this Beastroar Galaxy for great use. The entire branch of the new human church was completely wiped out, and 2 more tasks were completed in an instant. Now the total score is 6,660. Temporary task: help the Crystal Skeleton Clan to overcome difficulties. Completed. Reward: 1,000 points. T4 Titanium Steel Interstellar Mecha Design Drawings. Temporary task: destroy the new human church. Completed. Reward: 3,000 points. T4 Star Level Stargate Design Drawings. Feng Mo clicks to receive the reward. Reward received successfully. Obtained 4,000 points. T4 Titanium Steel Interstellar Mecha Design Drawings. T4 Star Level Stargate Design Drawings. Feng Mo first passed the design drawings of the T4 Titanium Steel Interstellar Mecha to Alyssa, asking her to produce 500 in the first batch, and then use dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals to produce a quasi-T5 Titanium Steel Interstellar Mecha. This quasi-T5 Feng Mo is going to be used by Feng Tanya. Anyway, he now occupies the white hole and has a large collection of crystal skeletons, so he is not short of interstellar materials. T4 Titanium Steel Interstellar Mecha. Armor Strength: 260 units. Body Data: 47 meters. Mecha Speed: 70 knots. Mecha Engine: T4 Ion Compression Thruster. Mecha Weapons: T4 Electromagnetic Cannon ×2, T4 Electromagnetic Pulse Gun ×1, T4 Micro Interstellar Missile, T4 Particle Light Knife ×1. Chapter 134 T4 Star Level Stargate. After looking at the mecha, Feng Mo turned his attention to the T4 Stargate design drawings. He finally had his own Stargate, even if it was just a drawing at the moment. This was very important to Feng Mo. Requesting the Federation to build a Stargate. Although Feng Mo can apply for T4 level, and as his status rises, he can even apply for T5 level. However, The ownership of the Stargate does not belong to Feng Mo, and the Federation will also send a team to the Stargate. The fleet is stationed. Feng Mo didn't like this very much, and even found it a bit awkward. However, the Federation was so powerful that there was no other way. However, with their own Stargates this time, Tianjin Galaxy and Beast Ming Galaxy could build their own Stargates in the future. And this Stargate has many advantages. It can teleport across regions, that is, directly from the Tianjin Galaxy to the Storm Galaxy. Such cross-region Stargates are generally only available in the main galaxy of the Empire. Just like the previous escort mission, Feng Mo drove from the Yunshan Empire to the Aklan Empire. He first passed through the Stargate of the Xianyun Galaxy, then arrived at the Stargate of the main star of Yunshan, and then passed through the Stargate through the number to arrive at the Aklan Galaxy. Stargate. The process is a bit cumbersome, but with this Stargate, you can achieve unlimited teleportation throughout the Federation. Of course, it is only one way. If you go out and want to come back, you still have to go through some cumbersome Stargate teleportation, because there are Stargates in the place where you want to go. Cross-region technology may not be available. In addition, the construction time is relatively short. The fastest it takes for the Federation to build the T4 Stargate is more than a year. When building the Stargate in the Storm Galaxy, Feng Mo waited for 2 years. When it came to the Hurricane Galaxy, the Federation only used it was built in just over a year. This T4 Stargate only takes half a year, which is already very fast. Next, the Storm Fleet spent 6 hours cleaning the battlefield and extinguishing the fire in the Beast Cry starport. Then, Feng Mo gave an order, leaving only one T4 tail Scorpion here for reconnaissance and patrolling, and all fleets returned. The harvest from this trip is huge, and it will take some time to digest. Next, Feng Mo will connect with Alyssa to build the Stargate of Tianjin Galaxy as soon as possible. The fleet also needs a new round of expansion. Without staying longer with the Crystal Skeleton tribe, the Storm Fleet returned immediately with a large amount of loot. It took more than a day for the fleet to arrive at the Hurricane Prime. The first thing Feng Mo did when he arrived at the starport was to take the interstellar speedster to the building of the Technical Engineering Department. After getting off the speedster, he took the elevator to the top floor of the Technical Engineering Department. The entire top floor was Alyssa's office, including the room where she lived. It can be said that Alyssa transformed her working place into a large flat floor, where she usually eats, sleeps, plays, and goes to work. She is completely a big house girl. After arriving at the top floor, Feng Mo opened the door and entered without saying hello. The intelligent robot would not stop him at all. Feng Mo could go wherever he wanted here or even in the 2 galaxies under his command. At this time, Alyssa was concentrating on studying the drawings of the T4 titanium steel-grade interstellar mecha that Feng Mo gave her. It would take some time to transform it into a quasi-T5 interstellar mecha. Even when Feng Mo came in, Alyssa didn't notice it at all until Feng Mo curiously walked to the holographic screen. The sun shone in the room, and a shadow enveloped Alyssa. She raised her head hazily and looked at Feng Mo with confused eyes. Then she seemed to have thought of something. Her face turned red, and Alyssa said softly, "Congratulations, Commander, on your triumphant return." Feng Mo nodded after hearing this and said, "I accidentally designed a T4 Stargate, after defeating the Tianjin Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy this time. These 2 galaxies need to build our own Stargates. You send an industrial fleet to the Tianjin Galaxy to build the Stargate immediately." After hearing this, Alyssa complained to Feng Mo with a bitter face, "Commander, we are short of people. So far, the Technology and Engineering Department only has 2 industrial fleets, and one of them is not full. This is not enough. Send another industrial fleet to the Tianjin Galaxy. The interstellar industrial ship is easy to build, but you have to give the relevant talents to the Technical Engineering Department, right?" Feng Mo was a little embarrassed after hearing this. Talent is the first element at any time. Nowadays, Hurricane Galaxy and Storm Galaxy are in dire straits. Although they have improved a lot after several years of construction, there is still a big talent gap. Feng Mo has already transferred 3 batches of people from Xianyun main star, but it is still not enough. It seems that he can only temporarily transfer another batch of people from Xianyun main star for emergency response. Next, we will continue to recruit a group of talents from Xianyun Prime. I will give you the list so you can choose first. As soon as she heard that she could choose first, Alyssa's bitter face turned cloudy and her little head nodded. Feng Mo patted Alyssa's little head, then passed the Stargate design drawing to her, then turned and left. As for the Tangent Galaxy, Feng Mo does not plan to move a large number of people there. There are 4 living planets in the Tangent Galaxy. The living planet closest to the white hole is named Baystar by Feng Mo. A large number of logistics personnel will be stationed here next. Provide logistical support to the White Hole Guardian Fleet. Back in his office, Feng Mo kept tapping on the virtual keyboard. He needed to plan the Beast Cry Galaxy. Feng Mo wanted to transform the Beast Cry Galaxy into an experimental galaxy and build a biological laboratory on the Beast Cry main star. Then 3 large space stations will be built to build defense fortifications, shrouding the entire Beast Cry Galaxy under large-scale radar exploration, and conducting militarized management. Starships that want to enter or exit the Beast Cry Galaxy must show their certificates and then be parked and searched. This will be Feng Mo's secret base in the future, but he currently does not have the design drawings of the space station, but this does not trouble him. In the Xinhuo System Mall, the design drawings of the space station and the interstellar fortress can be exchanged, but the asking price too expensive. The T3 level space battle actually costs 5,000 points. Feng Mo can afford it, but he can't buy it because he still has to save the points to exchange for the first T5 starship. Fortunately, he was a freeloader. Feng Mo was not embarrassed at all and directly dialed the video communication between Chu Yunjian. After the video was connected, Feng Mo did not say anything about the Tangent Galaxy and the Beast Ming Galaxy. It was not impossible to talk about it, but before the time comes, as long as he builds the first T5 starship, it can be said. Yunjian, we need the design drawings of the space station here. We can only rely on the help of the Chu family to purchase one. Just ask how to transfer the number of star coins you need. Chu Yunjian at the other end of the video immediately agreed and said, the Chu family has the design drawings of the T3 level space station. I will send a copy to you later. The Chu family has no shortage of star coins, so in exchange, you have to come to Huaiyao. The galaxy stays with me for 7 days. Looking at Chu Yunjian's charming appearance, Feng Mo felt his blood surge and said calmly, the Storm Fleet discovered a branch of the New Humanity Church, destroyed it and obtained 13 star seeds, including 7 at T2 level, 2 at T3 level, 1 at T4 level, and 3 more that could not be detected, which happened to be we need to go to the Glory Galaxy to find Professor Luo. After hearing this, Chu Yunjian nodded and said, then I will help contact the second uncle now. You have to stay in the Huaiyao Galaxy for a while this time. If you dare to run away, I will not spare you. After Chu Yunjian finished speaking, he hung up the video and copied a design drawing of a T3 level interstellar space station from the Chu family's database to Feng Mo, but Feng Mo passed it directly to Alyssa without even looking at it. Chapter 135 Arrival at the Shining Star, September 3, 7495 in the federal calendar. Feng Mo arrived at the Huaiyao Galaxy again on the Hurricane. Unlike the last time he rushed here, this time the itinerary was relatively relaxed, and he could stay on the main star of Huaiyao for a few more days. Mainly because Miss Chu had been very resentful of him during this period. Feng Mo also reflected on himself. Since he established a relationship with Ms. Chu, he hardly accompanied her. He only knew to build the territory, and Ms. Chu ran back and forth to see him. And as long as he had a need, Chu Yunjian would directly provide him with a design drawing of a T3 level interstellar space station without saying a word, and it also included laboratory drawings, research room drawings, etc. Feng Mo had already passed these drawings to Alyssa, and in return, Alyssa gave him a wry smile. Her task became heavier, from building a starship for Feng Mo at the beginning to building a stargate and a space station now. Alyssa has unknowingly become the most indispensable person in Feng Mo's forces. from Feng Mo's special permission for her to freely select from the new talents in the Xianyun galaxy, and also to select multiple starship designers from the interstellar dwarves to serve as the captain of the interstellar industrial ship. From these 2 points, we can also see Feng Mo's importance to Elisa, and the importance of Elisa, who only knows how to eat snacks and listen to Feng Mo. At the number 1 starport of Huaiyao main star, Feng Mo and Huaqin just walked out of the beam, and saw a figure flying towards him. Feng Mo smiled and did not dodge but opened his hands to catch it. "I miss you so much." "Chu," Yunjian said softly. Feng Mo sniffed Miss Chu's hair and whispered, "I miss you too. This time I can stay with you for a while longer." The reason why Feng Mo is so leisurely is that all things have been assigned, and the military departments of the 4 major galaxies under his command are managed by air. After the military department has undergone reforms, 5 fleets have been established, which are responsible for garrisoning the 4 major galaxies and protecting Feng Mo's safety. Among them, Al is the commander of the Storm Fleet, responsible for protecting Feng Mo's safety. Li Kalezai is the commander of the Explorer Fleet, responsible for protecting the Hurricane Galaxy, and Kailan is the commander of the Elf Fleet, responsible for protecting the Storm Galaxy. Celia is the commander of the White Hole Guard Fleet, responsible for protecting the White Hole and the Sky Crystal Galaxy. Alyssa will expand the fleet for her. The last Beast Roar Fleet has not yet been established because Alyssa is too busy. After it is established, it will most likely be handed over to Huaqin. In this case, Feng Mo will have to find another secretary as soon as possible. Chu Yunjian led Feng Mo out of the starport and took the interstellar car to a manor with a Feng Mansion sign. Pointing at the manor, he said to Feng Mo, "This will be your home in the Huaiyao galaxy in the future, and it will also be your and my temporary base." After that, he took Feng Mo's hand and walked into the manor. Huaqin followed them and came to the villa in the middle. He pushed open the door and gently placed the lead box in his hand on the ground. He turned around and left, returning to the Hurricane. She didn't need to worry about Feng Mo's safety in the Huaiyao galaxy. With the T4 combat armor and the protection of the Chu and Hua families, if Feng Mo could still get into trouble, it would be a real problem. Chu Yunjian took Feng Mo to the sofa in the living room, pushed him down on the sofa, and then threw himself into Feng Mo's arms, saying in a buzzing voice, "Second uncle has made an appointment with Professor Luo. He will take you to see him tomorrow morning to identify the 3 interstellar seeds for you." Feng Mo rubbed Ms. Chu's face in his arms and said sincerely, "Thank you, Yunjian. I don't know how to express my gratitude, so I decided to try to make you unable to get out of bed tomorrow." After Feng Mo finished speaking, he put Chu Yunjian on his shoulders with both arms and walked upstairs. The two started a fierce fight. As for the victory or defeat, it was not easy to distinguish. After all, a piece of fertile land has a strong corresponding bearing capacity. It can only be said that it was a draw. The next morning. Feng Mo opened his eyes and looked at Chu Yunjian, who was sleeping in his arms. He sighed that it seemed that his efforts last night were not in vain. As if he noticed that Feng Mo had woken up, Chu Yunjian closed his eyes slightly, stretched out his hands, hooked Feng Mo's neck, and buried his whole body in his arms. Feng Mo said softly, "Miss, it's time to get up. Don't forget that you have an appointment with Professor Luo today." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian shook his head first, then opened his lifeless eyes and looked at Feng Mo. Then he thought of something, his face turned red, and he buried himself in Feng Mo's arms again. Feng Mo had no choice but to pick him up and walk to the bathroom. After the two of them finished washing up, Chu Yunjian was still yawning. Under Feng Mo's service, he dressed neatly. The two walked out of the manor hand in hand and took a flying car to the suburbs on the south side of the main city. This place is located in the suburbs of the main city. A scientific research company is located here. It is a scientific research company on the surface, but it is a laboratory of the military here behind the scenes. Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian got off the flying car and saw their second uncle Xiangrong standing at the door waiting. After seeing the two of them, Xiangrong came over with a big laugh. "I am ashamed to trouble my second aunt to pick up two young people," Feng Mo said politely. "What's the big deal? We are all family. Besides, this is the military's territory after all." No matter who enters, they must register. With me here, you two don't need to register again. After that, Xiang Rong took Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian into the scientific research company and came to the main office building. The soldiers standing guard at the door saluted after seeing Xiang Rong. Xiang Rong waved his hand and took the two into a straight elevator. He did not press a button, but directly placed the ID card under the scanner. Identity confirmation successful. Welcome Lieutenant General Xiang Rong to the Military Control Laboratory. An electronic sound came from the elevator, and then the elevator began to descend. Feng Mo estimated that it descended at least 1,000 meters before stopping. What came into view was a space full of technology, about tens of thousands of square meters. Many researchers were studying many instruments. Xiang Rong led the two to the innermost room. Dong, dong dong. Xiang Rong knocked on the door 3 times. Come in. Professor Luo's old voice came out, and the door opened automatically. There was no intelligent life in this underground space, and most of them were semi-intelligent. The three walked into the laboratory. Professor Luo was not conducting scientific research at this time, but was sitting at a desk beside him recording data. Seeing the 3 people coming, he just nodded and signaled, and then continued to be busy. Feng Mo and the other 2 were not allowed to be disturbed, so they sat aside and waited. After about half an hour, Professor Luo stopped working, stood up and poured a glass of water for each of the 3 people, then said to Feng Mo, "You are Duke Feng Mo. 2 years ago, I tested an ancient life-eating tree for you. Yesterday, Dao Xiang said that someone else would test interstellar seeds today, so I guessed it was you." The tone was respectful, but there was no sense of flattery. It seemed that he simply respected Feng Mo's dukedom and lord status. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136 Detecting Star Seeds. Then I'm sorry to trouble you, Professor Luo. There are 3 star seeds here. Even after checking the federal database, we couldn't find the corresponding ones. I would like to ask Professor Luo to take a look at them. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he placed the lead box in his hand on the experimental table. Professor Luo nodded to the 3 of them and came to the experimental table with gloves on. Still using the same testing process, Professor Luo finished testing 3 star seeds of different shapes and colors in sequence. More than 3 hours had passed. Professor Luo wiped the sweat from his forehead. He raised his head, looked at Feng Mo with a complicated expression, and said slowly, "These 3 star seeds are the same as the life-devouring ancient tree seed that you got by good luck before. They are all 5th level star seeds, and their value is immeasurable. It's just that none of these 3 are recorded in the federal database, but 2 of them are recorded in some databases with higher authority." After Professor Luo finished speaking, he put 2 of them back into the lead box, then pointed at a transparent star seed and said, "This star seed is T5 level star energy seed, but it is quite special. The reason why this star seed is not recorded in the federal database is because once the star energy seed reaches the T5 level, both its shape and texture will change greatly. Not only can it build T5 level biological starships and T5 level combat armor, it can also build energy engines for some large-scale mobile interstellar fortresses. Its value is strategic and cannot be estimated. It is recommended to keep it well. With the status of the Duke, it will be used sooner or later." After speaking, he pointed to another yellow star seed and said, "This one is quite special. The Duke should have heard of the floating continent. This one is the floating continent seed. It nurtures soil by continuously absorbing energy blocks and slowly forms a huge floating continent. Coupled with the artificial atmosphere and defenses, the first interstellar energy seed is made into an energy engine that can support the floating land for long voyages, and it becomes a veritable mobile interstellar fortress, which does not require supplies." Feng Mo was a little happy after hearing this. These 2 star seeds are of great use, especially this T5 floating land seed. which is of immeasurable value. This is a real treasure. Thinking about future expeditions, the fleet will guard the floating land and build a palace on the floating land. It is really cool. After Professor Luo introduced the two T5 starseeds, he picked up the last brown starseed and said, "This one has not shown any energy response. After testing, it should be empty inside, but it is indeed a T5 level starseed, but it was eaten by a bug inside." After finishing speaking, he was still afraid that Feng Mo and others would not understand and said again, "There are always some creatures in the universe that are beyond cognition and have special abilities, such as the mental power of the succubus tribe, the physical abilities of the crystal skeleton tribe, and the giant tribe, the madness of the orcs, etc. And this bug should be an interstellar worm." According to rumors, this kind of interstellar worm grows by eating all energy-containing materials without any restrictions. An expeditionary force of the Federation once photographed a 3,000-meter-long interstellar worm in other distant star fields. Interstellar worms that grow to this extent are enough to eat any asteroid, and the Federation's expeditionary force T5 Star Destroyer cannon cannot cause much damage to interstellar worms at all. And this kind of worm is very unscientific. It does not need oxygen. As long as it has sufficient energy in the body, it can live forever. And as the energy in the body decreases, the worm will become smaller. As the energy increases, the size of the worm will also increase. It will become bigger, and its defense will also become bigger. A scary creature. It was indeed terrifying. Feng Mo had never even heard of this kind of interstellar creature. He really wanted to know what was recorded in the Federation's more advanced database. He was full of curiosity about the Federation's database. Moreover, any man who is too curious about such creatures that can survive in the universe, or whether it is possible to control them, will subconsciously want to conquer everything he sees. Feng Mo was no exception. The first time he heard about the interstellar worm that was 3,000 meters long, Feng Mo's first thought was to let it pull the floating land and swim among the stars. Wouldn't it be a large mobile palace? He also knows that this is a delusion, but what if it comes true? Not to mention that the Xinhuo system has more advanced T6 to T9 that have not yet been unlocked. What if there is any technology in it that can control such interstellar creatures? Thank you very much, Professor Luo. Today, Feng Mo may trouble you often in the future. It just so happens that Feng Mo will also plant an ancient tree that eats life when he goes back this time, in order to express his gratitude. When the ancient tree bears fruit for the first time, Feng Mo is willing to give it to Luo for free. Professor 1. Feng Mo said sincerely that his second uncle's favor was from his side, but Professor Luo had tested star seeds for him twice, so he had to express his gratitude, and his second uncle Xiangrong also had to express his gratitude, but he was from his own family. Needless to say, people will definitely give a share to the Chu family when the ancient tree of devouring life bears fruit. Then, the old man will thank Duke Feng Mo in advance, Professor Luo said with a smile. He did not refuse. Relationships are like this. You can use him and he has value for you to use. Gradually, the relationship will become. The first time and the second time, my second uncle Xiangrong brought Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian here. Next time Feng Mo can come by himself. I believe Professor Luo will not refuse to test him. This is the relationship. Professor Luo put the T5 level starseed that had been eaten away inside back into the lead box. Xiangrong and the three of them left first, and sent Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian to the surface, all the way to the research company's headquarters. After Feng Mo thanked his second uncle, he took Chu Yunjian on an interstellar car to Starport number 1 and placed the lead box in the main control room of the Hurricane. Feng Mo returned to the Starport again, saying that he would accompany Miss Chu for a while and could not break his promise. In the next month, Feng Mo accompanied Chu Yunjian to visit the entire Huaiyao main star. The two were not satisfied and visited all the life planets in the entire Huaiyao galaxy. Feng Mo was not idle during this month. In order to quickly liberate Huaqian, he asked Yang Bo to find him a secretary with a clean background. She was a senior sister 3 years older than Feng Mo and one of the recipients of Feng family funding. This senior sister was named Han Pai Pei. She was a civilian student who graduated from the command department. After graduation, she was arranged to serve as an intern commander, deputy captain, captain, and deputy commander in a T-4 fleet of the Yunshan Empire under the connections of the Feng family. She had been on the battlefield and performed missions and was very experienced. Han Pei was extremely willing to be called back by Yang Bo to serve as Feng Mo's secretary this time. Anyone who came from the main star of Xianyun knew that if they wanted to be the commander of the fleet under Duke Feng Mo, they must serve as his secretary for a period of time. Chapter 137 Planting the Life-Eating Ancient Tree. Han Pei has great ambitions. She knows that it is difficult to be promoted without a background in the Imperial fleet. The reason why she can go so smoothly is firstly because of her ability, and secondly because she has a background in the Feng family, not to mention anything else. She is just a member of the military. The personnel from Gujun's group took a lot of care of her. These are all due to the strong connections of the Feng family and the influence brought by Feng Mo's own strength. Currently in the Yunshan Empire, if you are from the Xianyun Prime Star, you can tell them with your chest raised and your head raised that I am citizens of the Federation are also citizens of the Yunshan Empire, and they are also subjects of Duke Feng Mo. Han Pei arrived on the fourth day when Feng Mo accompanied Chu Yunjian. Feng Mo did not receive her, but asked Hu Akin to familiarize her with everything on the Hurricane and teach her how to become a qualified secretary. After all, Feng Mo is the lord of 4 galaxies, so he is destined to not have much free time. He can spend a month playing with Chu Yunjian. A month later, Feng Mo boarded the Hurricane under the reluctant gaze of Chu Yunjian, and the first stop on his return journey was the elf main star in the Storm Galaxy. He hadn't seen him for a long time. K-Island had returned to Elf Prime since Feng Mo moved his base to Hurricane Prime. The Hurricane slowly docked at Starport number 1 on the Elf Prime. As soon as Feng Mo stepped out of the beam, Kai-Lan threw herself into Feng Mo's arms without caring about the image of the Queen. Feng Mo patted Kai-Lan on the shoulder and said softly, "It's been a hard time." Kai-Lan said with tears in her eyes, "It's not hard work. Kai-Lan is willing to work for the Lord." After saying that, she left Feng Mo's arms and became the elf queen of the mother world again. Kai-Lan understood some of Feng Mo's special habits very well. So try your best to show your noble temperament in front of others. The more contrast you have in private, the happier Feng Mo will be. The two returned to the elf palace, and Feng Mo placed the lead box in front of Kai-Lan and motioned for her to open it. Kai-Lan put on special gloves and opened the lead box, taking out the T3 level ancient life tree seeds inside. Feeling the endless vitality contained in the seeds, her eyes were full of surprise and she said, "Is this a T3 level ancient tree of life seed?" Feng Mo nodded after hearing this and said, "It happens that there is a T2 level ancient tree of life on the main planet of elves. You have rich experience in taking care of the ancient tree of life. This seed will be handed over to the elves. The old rule is to hand it in every time the fruit matures. 50% of the territory, and then give me 20%, and the remaining elves will keep it for themselves." After Feng Mo finished speaking, Kai-Lan nodded in surprise. It was a blessing for the elves to be able to share 30% of the elves. It was also the benefit that Feng Mo saw from her loyalty to the elves, so Kai-Lan had to use her loyalty to do well. Serve the Lord. Next was the surprise that Kai-Lan gave to the Lord. Kai-Lan originally had the attribute of moose. This was a very novel experience for Feng Mo every time. Feng Mo next stayed on the Elf Prime 7 days. Then he took the Hurricane and arrived at Hurricane Prime. At this time, Al was waiting at the starport. Originally, Al was supposed to stay on Beastcry Prime at this time, but after hearing the news of Feng Mo's return, he couldn't wait to return to Hurricane Prime. After seeing Feng Mo, Al did not rush towards him anxiously. He just stood there and looked at him quietly, with tenderness in his eyes. Feng Mo looked at the first woman in front of him, and infinite love surged in his heart. My feelings for Al are special. Al began to support him step by step before he grew up, and assisted Feng Mo to achieve such great achievements. Of course, there was also a little help from the Xinhuo system. Al has sacrificed a lot. Of course, after Feng Mo grew up, he avenged Al and the interstellar succubus tribe as promised. I'm Back, it's been a hard journey. Isn't it hard to be tortured by Miss Chu and Kai Lan? Al said teasingly. Feng Mo was a little embarrassed after hearing this. He had really gone crazy for more than a month, but he still came back. After all, there were still too many things waiting for him to make decisions. Feng Mo led Huakin and Han Pai Pei back to the office and listened to I's report. At present, the infrastructure and logistics fleets of the 5 fleets are all ready. The Beast Cry fleet is only missing the battle starships. However, I see that Alyssa is busy building stargates and space stations, so it will take some time for the battle starships. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this and looked at Huakin and said, "You have been with me for a while. From now on, you will be the commander of the Beast Cry fleet." Al, temporarily allocate 10 T4 Kangaroos and 20 T4 Sword Shields from the Storm fleet to Huakin's Beast Cry fleet, so that we can immediately enter the Beast Cry galaxy. Remember that this place will be our foundation in the future. We must protect it. Yes, Commander, Huakin will not disappoint you. Seeing Huakin's affirmative reply, a flash of envy flashed in Han Pai Pei's eyes. Who doesn't want to be the commander of the T4 fleet? But she, Han Pai Pei, can also assume the position of commander soon. Al, please report on the construction status of the Beast Cry galaxy and the Stargate. Feng Mo looked at Al and said, "The construction of the 2 Stargates is currently in good condition and is expected to be completed in 4.5 months. As for the Beast Cry galaxy, the situation is not very good, because the starport of the Beast Cry main star needs to be rebuilt. This is a big project. 3 space stations must be built in succession, plus the repair of the underground laboratory that was originally destroyed, all of which will take time. It will take at least 1.5 years to complete all construction." After hearing this, Feng Mo shook his head. Time was too slow. If this were the case, we still don't know how long it would take to build the starship, and then said, "Tell Elisa that I only give her 1 year, and she also has to take care of the construction of the starship. I will double her manpower to let her speed up." "Yes, I will urge Elisa." If she knew that the commander was urging her so urgently, she would probably ask for a raise again. Elle covered her mouth and chuckled. Feng Mo thought of Elisa's little round face and smiled and said, "Then give her twice as many snacks, and tell her that if she finishes the work within a year, her salary will increase by 10%. If Elisa knew you were so generous, she would probably laugh so hard that she would jump up." After discussing official business, the next thing was personal business. Huakin pulled Han Pai Pei out with a discerning eye, leaving only Feng Mo and Elle. Elle has her own unique beauty. Unlike Chu Yunjian's funny and Kai Lan's admiration for the strong, Elle is filled with the temperament of a strong woman, more like an iron-blooded general on the battlefield. This temperament fascinates Feng Mo. The most important thing is that Elle is very gentle and private, and has always taken care of Feng Mo's food, clothing, housing and transportation like an older sister. Feng Mo really can't live without I''. Moreover, Elle has her own special move, the tail. I won't go into details here, after all, everyone knows it. Chapter 138 Charge. Feng Mo lingered with Al in the Hurricane Galaxy for 3 days, and then set off with Huakin. Al still had to stay to coordinate the overall situation. After all, the Xianyun Galaxy and the Snow Eagle Chen family continued to send talents and raw materials to the Hurricane Galaxy. Next, Feng Mo did not stay in the Tanjing Galaxy, but rushed directly to the Beast Cry starport. At this time, the Beast Cry starport had turned into ruins, and many logistics starships were parked here. Make repairs. The Hurricane did not stop at the starport, but anchored at the center of the surface of the Beast Cry Prime. Since the teeth of a giant beast hung on the starship, no beast dared to take a step closer to the Hurricane. A beam of light descended, and Feng Mo took Han Pai Pei to the ground. The place was still in its original state, with no smooth roads or high-rise buildings, only virgin forests. Feng Mo was wearing a combat uniform, carrying a small shovel in his left hand and a lead box in his right hand. Behind him, Han Pai Pei was carrying a large box as high as one person, which contained energy blocks. After arriving on the surface, Feng Mo took a deep breath. The air was very fresh. The environment here was much better than that of the Hurricane Galaxy, but it was still a level 3 life planet. As for the other life planet in the Beast Cry Galaxy, it was only level 2. When the fleet arrived, Al found a large number of humans and humanoids imprisoned on it, with a total population of more than 50 million. These were all brought back to the Sky Crystal Galaxy to settle down. These populations were previously used by the New Humanity Church for experiments. People. Feng Mo walked leisurely in the primeval forest, feeling the singing of birds and the fragrance of flowers, and his mood was slightly improved. Being in this environment made people feel relaxed. However, he did not forget why he came here. He found a shady spot and used a small shovel to dig a big hole in the ground. He first spread a layer of energy blocks and then took out the seeds of the ancient tree from the lead box. Place it in the center of a pile of energy blocks and backfill it with soil. After the life-devouring ancient tree is planted, it will enter the growth stage in 1 month. At that time, a large amount of flesh and blood will be needed. Feng Mo has already prepared it. After all, the New Humanity Church and the alien species are the food of the life-devouring ancient tree. If it is not enough, why not? There are interstellar aliens. After planting the life-devouring ancient tree, Feng Mo took the hurricane and came to the northern part of the beast-crying star again. He used the same method to plant T4 bloodthirsty vines, and then went to the south of the beast-crying star again and planted 72 plant all the superstar seeds. As for the T3 cinnamon lotus, Feng Mo gave it to Chu Yunjian before leaving and asked it to be planted in the pond of his manor. Chu Yunjian will take good care of this cinnamon lotus for future happiness. After processing many star seeds, Feng Mo returned to the hurricane to rebuild the starport, build a new space station, and stargates. These cannot be built in a day, so there is no rush. Besides, Feng Mo is still very young and has a lot of resources. Time to develop. After a busy morning, he planted several star seeds. As soon as Feng Mo entered the main control room, he received a video request from Gu Jun. After Feng Mo connected, he saw Gu Jun in the main control room of the starship, with everyone behind him. It was an officer passing by in a hurry. At this time, Gu Jun showed a rare anxious look on his face. When he saw Feng Mo, he quickly said, "Mo." This time the interstellar Zerg invaded the Xuanwu interstellar fortress on a large scale. Many fish slipped through the fortress and entered the Beishanmen space station. The 4 empires in the northern theater were furious about this and sent 4 T5 fleets to the front-line battlefield. Gu Uncle's Yunshan fleet is also among them. But, I just received a video call. Your cousin Gu Yanyan went on a practical internship with the academy. She formed a T3 fleet with a few good friends. However, during the frontline battle, she was unfortunately trapped on a planet by a large number of interstellar Zerg. She was in urgent need of support. Uncle, after thinking about it, it's safest for you to go in person. After hearing this, Feng Mo said decisively, Uncle Gu, don't worry, send me the coordinates. Feng Mo will set off immediately. Okay, I'll send you the coordinates now, please Mo, Gu Jun said and hung up the video. The interstellar Zerg began to attack the Xuanwu interstellar fortress in the northern part of the Federation on a large scale as early as a year ago. A large number of fleets were dispatched from the north. Going for reinforcements was very stressful. Now it's time for the T5 fleet to go to the battlefield. It seems that the interstellar bugs are putting a lot of pressure on the Federation. Han, Pai, please inform us that the Hurricane, the Terror Elephant and the 4 T4 Tail Scorpions will be nearby for supplies. Let Feng Tanya lead a 10-man mecha team into the Hurricane. The rest of the fleet starships will return to the Hurricane Galaxy and follow Al's command. Yes. This time Feng Mo planned to go into battle lightly. Firstly, he would use 2 quasi-T5 flagships and 4 T4 stealth bombers to attack, retreat and defend. Secondly, he would travel quickly, and now it was life and death speed. After the fleet was replenished, Feng Mo personally entered the coordinates into the main console and then ordered, the coordinates have been entered and the route is safe. Start the level 4 intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode. Once you arrive at the target planet, you will immediately switch to combat mode. After this operation is successful, All employees will receive a salary increase. At the same time, there was also a change in the Xinhuo task panel, and a new temporary task appeared. Temporary mission, rescue Gu Yanyan. Reward, 1,000 points. Gu Yanyan said she was Feng Mo's cousin. In fact, the two were not related by blood. However, when Feng Mo was a child, the two had been in contact for nearly 3 months. Feng Mo's impression of Gu Yanyan still remained in that distant place, a toothy little girl. The fleet first departed from the Bee-stringing galaxy, passed through the Tangent galaxy, the Reef galaxy, and then arrived at the Hurricane galaxy to take the Stargate directly to the Yunshan galaxy, and then rushed to the Bishanmen space station. During the whole process, unless it crossed the Stargate, the fleet did not cancel the warp speed navigation mode. Finally, after 14 hours, the fleet successfully arrived at the coordinate planet. There is still a constant distance from the Bishanmen space station, but it is quite close to the Z-139 planet where Feng Mo was stationed last time. This planet is also a first-line planet stationed by the military to resist the Zerg. It has no name, only code-named Z-227 planet. My lord, the fleet has arrived at the coordinate location. A military fleet was found in front of it fighting with a large number of Zerg nest motherships. Planet Z-227 is being besieged by the Zerg tide. Feng Mo saw through the radar image that the periphery of planet Z-227 was surrounded by Zerg nest motherships at this time. A small half of the surface of the planet had been breached by the Zerg tide. The remaining interstellar mechas and soldiers were still struggling on the defense line. Not far from planet Z-227, a Federal rescue fleet was fighting with a large number of Hive motherships. Judging from the casualties on both sides, the battle must have lasted for quite some time. 4 T-4 Scorpions are responsible for supporting the Federal rescue fleet and destroying all the Hive motherships. The Hurricane and the Elephant are responsible for rescuing planet Z-227 and must clear all the Zerg on the planet's surface. Yes. Chapter 139 Juniors in Danger. Following Feng Mo's order, 4 T-4 Scorpions headed for the distant battlefield. At present, the Federal military's rescue fleet is evenly matched with this Hive mothership. With the addition of 4 T-4 Scorpions, and in sneak attack mode, I believe the outcome will be decided soon. Looking at the densely packed Hive motherships around the planet in front of him, there are estimated to be 3,000, of which T3, T2, and T1 are the majority, and most of the T4 class are fighting with the Federal rescue fleet. But these are also a big threat. They are densely packed around the Z-227 planet. If Feng Mo opens fire to clear them one by one, it will take some time. It is unknown whether the surface defense can hold out until Feng Mo clears all these Hive motherships. At this point, I hope readers will remember our domain named TaiwanNovelNetwork.com. So in order to ensure the success of the emergency rescue mission, and because Feng Mo loves adventure, he ordered, Hurricane, Elephant, remove engine restrictions, enter extreme speed mode, turn on the star shield to maximum power, and crash into me. Yes, Han Pei responded, and then continued to operate on the main console. Hurricane, Elephant's engine has been removed, extreme speed mode is activated, Starship weapon module retracts, 3, 2, 1, set sail. As Han Pei's voice fell, the two quasi-T5 starships rushed towards planet Z-227 like an arrow from a bow. After a short period of acceleration, the speed of the two quasi-T5 starships has reached the maximum speed of 490 knots. In fact, in theory, removing the restrictions on the Starship engine can at least double the speed. The Hurricane and the Elephant both have a normal speed of 300 knots, so theoretically they can be accelerated to more than 600 knots. However, in order not to damage the engine, the dark energy engine built according to the dark energy crystal will not be damaged if the engine limit is lifted in a short period of time, so accelerating to 490 knots is just the right node. The star shields of the two quasi-T5 starships are all turned on to maximum power, and all the shipborne weapons originally on the outside of the hull have now been retracted and covered by a layer of external armor. If you look at these two quasi-T5 starships from a god's perspective, you will find that the two starships at this time are like huge shuttles, with an abnormally smooth overall appearance and no bumps, which is more conducive to entering the state of extreme speed. Alert! Hurricane, Elephant was hit, and the star shield energy remains 99.8%, 99.6%. Accompanied by a burst of electronic sound, Feng Mo only saw a black shadow flashing in the radar video image, which may be a T2 or T1 level Hive mothership, but it is no longer important. Because if the two quasi-T5 starships at high speed collide with the enemy's T2 and T1 Hive motherships, the Hive motherships will be shattered, and being torn into pieces is the least of all, pure crushing. Alert! The radar system detects a large number of Hive motherships ahead, and there are a large number of interstellar Zerg flying units. An electronic sound rang again. Feng Mo ignored it and gave an order directly: temporarily turn off the radar's prompt sound for the interstellar Zerg. Don't care how many interstellar Zergs there are ahead, just crash into them. Alert! Hurricane, Elephant suffered a collision, and the star shield energy remained 98%, 98.3%. If you look at it from a god's perspective, the Hurricane and Elephant at this time are like a high-speed bulldozer, and they are still accelerating, no matter what level of Hive mothership is ahead, facing two giant bulldozers. As long as they collide, the light ones will be torn into pieces, and the heavy ones will be directly crushed. In the dense insect tide, the starship directly hit a vacuum zone, which was soon filled with a large number of insect nest motherships. At this time, the two quasi-T5 starships were about to reach the planet Z227. Feng Mo issued a deceleration order, and the speed of the two quasi-T5 starships dropped from 490 knots to 300 knots, and the extreme speed mode was changed to the regular navigation mode. Because of the high speed, deceleration is not achieved overnight, but requires a certain amount of time. When the two quasi-T5 starships arrived at the surface of the planet Z227, the deceleration was just completed. Remove the radar restrictions, scan the entire planet Z227, detect all communication channels on the planet, and release channeled broadcasts. Yes, Commander, the detection is successful, and all communication channels have been connected. After hearing this, Feng Mo took a deep breath and said slowly, Ahem, I am Duke Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire. Don't panic, stay where you are if there is no danger. The Hive will be repelled soon. Ahem, repeat again, I am Duke Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire. Don't panic. A large number of Hive motherships gathered together will produce strong bioelectromagnetic fluctuations, but this fluctuation will not affect the Hurricane and the Elephant, which are quasi-T5 starships. After 3 consecutive broadcasts, Feng Mo directly issued combat orders. Feng Tanya leads the mecha team to the planet's surface to support the surface troops, and the Elephant releases all drones to assist the Air Force in destroying all flying units of the interstellar Zerg. Yes. At this time, the entire Z227 planet was gray, because the sky was filled with a large number of flying units of the interstellar Zerg, and some military interstellar fighters were fighting desperately with these flying Zergs in the air. On the ground, interstellar mechas and a large number of infantry teams wearing combat uniforms and holding laser guns worked together to resist the impact of the ground insect tide. In the middle of the surface of planet Z227, there is a long mountain range. At this time, the defense forces of the planetary military are using the mountain range as a natural barrier to continuously resist the insect tide rushing towards them. Half of the sky seems to be dyed green by these damn insects, densely packed, and there is no end in sight. This makes the military defense forces a little desperate. Many people write suicide notes before they die and send them to their families through smart terminals. Unfortunately, due to the biomagnetic field fluctuations generated by the gathering of insectides, the communication cannot be transmitted. At this time, there is a group of young students in the mountains and rivers. They are not many in number, but they are upright and vigorous. They are wearing combat uniforms and holding laser guns. At this time, In front of the students is their class teacher. These students are all talents from the command department of Yunshan Military Academy. Because the soldiers in front suffered a large number of casualties, resulting in insufficient defense personnel, they can only take over at this moment. To say whether these students are afraid of death, they are afraid, but they must also take over, because they belong to the students of Yunshan Military Academy. This academy has produced a large number of military geniuses, accounting for 1/10 of the officers of the entire Yunshan Empire military. In the past 10 years, there have been talented students like Feng Mo, the Duke of the Empire, the Lord of 2 galaxies, and it is said that he will establish a kingdom in the future. Usually, the students talk about Feng Mo the most. At this time, a girl in combat uniform was in a trance, thinking that she would never see her father and brother Feng Mo, who played with her when she was a child, again, and she felt sad. This girl was Gu Yanyan. Chapter 140. Feng Mo arrives. Just as the class teacher was preparing to lead the students onto the battlefield, a male voice came from their smart terminals. Ahem, I am Duke Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire. Don't panic, stay where you are if there is no danger. The insect tide will be driven back soon. After hearing this broadcast, all the students were instantly shocked. Is that Senior Feng Mo? Some students murmured to themselves, and when their companions heard it, they immediately retorted, that's our Senior Feng Mo, the Duke of the Yunshan Empire. The senior has made such great achievements in less than 10 years after graduating. He is the most talented command trainee in the Yunshan Military Academy in the past century. This person said excitedly, while Gu Yanyan in the crowd murmured to herself, is it Brother Feng Mo from childhood who came to save us? Look! At this moment, a student pointed to the distance in the sky. It seemed that he couldn't see clearly. He ran back to the smoky starship and took out a large interstellar telescope. It was connected through holographic projection. A light curtain appeared in front of all the students. On the light screen, hundreds of silver interstellar drones suddenly appeared in the sky at this time. As soon as the fighter planes appeared, they rushed directly into the insect swarm, without fear of the bite of the insect swarm. After arriving at the core of the insect swarm, they climbed up. Hundreds of interstellar drones exploded collectively. Boom! Even students in the distance could hear the shocking explosion. A huge mushroom cloud rose directly into the sky, covering the sky with green blood. Broken limbs and broken arms followed the mushroom cloud collectively to rise into the sky. A green rain brought this added touch of greenery to the land. After the explosion, another 700 to 800 silver interstellar drones appeared in the distance. Interstellar missiles and laser cannons were shot out, intertwining into a huge firepower network and igniting all the flying units of the interstellar Zerg, forming a sea of fire flying in mid-air. The flying units of the interstellar Zerg fell to the ground one after another, either smashing the interstellar Zerg to death or being trampled to death by other Zerg. Boom! 10 roars sounded in succession, and 10 30-meter-high T-4 interstellar mechas landed on the war-torn land, stamping out 10 deep pits. As soon as the mechas landed, their shoulder armor opened, and hundreds of miniature missiles were launched. The interstellar missile directly cleared the area ahead. The sound of explosions and the roars of the interstellar Zerg came one after another, intertwining into a pleasant ringtone unique to this land. The ground was dusty and a large amount of green blood covered the ground. With the emergence of interstellar drones and interstellar mechas, the battle situation on planet Z227 rewrite in an instant. T4, level electromagnetic gun ready. Feng Dania gave an order, and the left and right hands of the 10 mechas opened at the same time, and the light blue energy gathered into 2 light blue light balls in the palm of the hand. Emission. As soon as he finished speaking, 20 light balls were shot out at the same time, turning into 20 electromagnetic beams. No matter what kind of interstellar race they passed, they would be shattered by the beams. The 20 electromagnetic beams successfully opened up the dense interstellar insect population, a passage of flesh and blood that is 20 to 1 person tall. At the same time, the interstellar bombers in the sky launched a large number of interstellar missiles, which interacted with the electromagnetic beams, clearing out a large area of interstellar Zerg once again. At this time, The interstellar Zerg that were constantly attacking the defense line were obviously much thinner than before. The students at Yunshan Military Academy cheered after seeing it, and some were even looking through the federal database to compare and search for information on mechas and drones. And because of the magnetic field fluctuations caused by the gathering of hive motherships, the query progress was very slow. After the query came out, many students exclaimed that there was no clear record of either the interstellar mecha or the interstellar drone in the federal database. There is only a brief written record, belonging to the Storm Fleet, the Supreme Commander, Duke Feng Mo. At the same time, a huge interstellar battleship enveloped a large mountain range, and a beam of light fell not far from the students. Feng Mo walked out of the beam with Han Pai. The students who were enveloped by the giant ship stared blankly at Feng Mo, who walked out of the beam. He was dressed in black armor and did not wear a mask, but showed his delicate face. This scene is destined to be engraved in the hearts of all students, even many years later, nor will they forget. Hello, everyone. The situation is urgent. Please follow the secretary, Miss Han Pai, to the hurricane to rest. After speaking, Feng Mo nodded to the leading teacher of Yunshan Military Academy, then strode towards the students, and saw Gu Yanyan standing among the students through the photo given by Gu Jun. Feng Mo came to Gu Yanyan and said softly, "It's really a woman's 18th change. Yeah, she's become more beautiful, but she's not as cute as when she was a child. I still remember the follower who followed behind me when I was a child, talking with open teeth." They all leak. Facing Feng Mo's teasing and the surprised looks of the students around her, Gu Yanyan was extremely embarrassed and angry. She felt as if she had a fever, and a blush instantly climbed onto her white face. Feng Mo looked at the saintly face of the girl in front of him, a face of first love, paired with a slightly thin body. Gu Yanyan like this would make anyone's heart flutter, feel more distressed, and have more desire to conquer. It's the kind of girl who gets more and more desired the thinner she is. Protect her and bully her. But this is his childhood friend, and she can also be considered his sister. She is too familiar, and it is really hard for Feng Mo to start with him. Besides, he already has 3 women, and he doesn't have to meet one and fall in love with the other, so everything goes as it comes, and there is no need to force it. Feng Mo raised his right hand and patted Gu Yanyan's little head gently, saying softly, "Brother Feng Mo is here. This insect wave will end soon. Let's go to the hurricane with the leader and everyone to rest." After speaking, he signaled Han Pai to lead everyone aboard the hurricane, while Feng Mo walked to the battle zone alone. At this time, the air guard troops and ground guard troops of planet Z227, with the help of hundreds of T4 level interstellar drones and 10 T4 level interstellar mechas, began to launch a counterattack. At the same time, in the outer universe of planet Z227, 4 T4 tail Scorpion-class stealth bombers were quietly lurking behind the Hive mothership group. Melo found an optimal bombing point and contacted the Federation military fleet that was fighting the Hive mothership group through radar. After the video was connected, the battle situation was urgent. Sister Melo said straight to the point. Melo, captain of the T4 tail Scorpion squadron under Duke Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire, we are about to launch a bombing of the Insect Nest mothership group. Please cooperate with the Federal military fleet, annihilate them all. The commander of the fleet on the opposite side has obviously studied or heard about the equipment of the Storm Fleet, and knows that Feng Mo has several stealth bombers under his command. Both the strike range and the strike force are far higher than ordinary bombers. A half-orc woman is the leader of this team. Our fleet will unconditionally cooperate with Duke Feng Mo in executing the attack plan against the Hive mothership group. Chapter 141 Successful Rescue. After receiving the affirmative reply from the other party, Melo did not talk too much, directly hung up the video, and then issued an attack order: turn on the automatic aiming system, focus on locking the enemy's T4 level Hive mothership, and secondarily lock the enemy's T3 level Hive mothership. The attack is divided into 3 rounds. The first round is antimatter missile bombing, the second round is proton torpedo and shock missile bombing, and the third round is kinetic beam missile and pulse torpedo bombing. Yes, Melo made such an arrangement because when facing the Hive mothership, The electromagnetic effect generated by simply using proton torpedoes and shock missiles cannot effectively cause large-scale destruction to the Hive mothership. In other words, there is smoke but no damage. The annihilation energy generated after bombing with antimatter missiles first has a conversion rate of up to 100%, which is much higher than the conversion rate of nuclear fusion reactions, so the explosion generated by antimatter can directly hit the Hive mothership and cause huge damage to it. Moreover, the electromagnetic field generated by the positive and negative charges can directly affect the magnetic field fluctuations generated by the gathering of the Hive motherships. Negative and negative equal positive, which can calm them down and make the communication smoothly connected. First round of artillery fire coverage. Fire. With Mello's order, 40 antimatter missiles were fired instantly and detonated in the middle of the large number of Hive motherships, directly destroying the biological force fields of a large number of Hive motherships. Second round. Third round, fire directly. After one round of explosion, the second and third rounds followed closely. The biological force field of the Hive mothership is equivalent to the star shield of the starship. The Hive mothership without the biological force field can't withstand the 2 rounds of bombing of the T-4 tail Scorpion by relying on the surface biological armor alone. The part of the Hive motherships fighting with the Federal military fleet is mostly T-4 and T-3, with a number of about 600 ships, plus more than 3,000 Hive motherships besieging the planet Z-227, which is the main force of this operation. After 3 rounds of artillery fire from the T-4 Scorpion, more than 600 Hive motherships were directly lost by 1/3, and most of the remaining 400 were injured, and none of them had biological force fields. As the commander of the Federal military fleet, he would certainly seize this opportunity. The fleet's main and secondary guns are ready to charge, and the interstellar aircraft carriers will release all the drones and start the counterattack, brothers. This military fleet has only more than 300 T-4 and T-3 mixed fleets, and they are all conventional starships. In a desperate state, facing more than 600 T-4 and T-3 class Hive motherships, they can fight them all. But what should we do if there are more than 3,000 Hive motherships left after fighting them all? So we can only take it step by step, focus on defense, and constantly wear down the power of the Hive motherships. It was not until the 6 starships led by Feng Mo arrived that the commander saw the hope of winning. Not only him, but the entire fleet was holding their breath. This time, they had the opportunity to vent their anger, so they naturally had to fight hard. After all the ammunition of the 4 T-4 Scorpions was dumped in the distance, Mello looked at the images from the radar. At this time, after several rounds of attacks by the Federal military fleet, the remaining more than 300 Zerg motherships without biological force fields were almost gone. Nodding with satisfaction, the Mello sisters followed Feng Mo and asked for instructions to return to the ship. The T-4 Scorpions without ammunition could only conduct invisible reconnaissance and had no attack capability. They could only return to Beishanmen space station to replenish ammunition before coming back. With the speed of the T-4 Scorpions, a round trip would take less than 3 hours, and the time for refilling ammunition must be counted. At this time, Feng Mo was wearing a T-4 Obsidian-class combat armor, with the leg thrusters activated. The whole person soared into the sky, and his hands condensed into a black sword, slashing at a flying Zerg. Green blood sprayed on the combat armor and dripped onto the ground bit by bit along the smooth metal. In the past, Feng Mo would usually command the fleet to conduct artillery strikes, deploy troops, etc. in the main control room of the flagship. Except for the assassination with King Bissi and the New Human Church, he had never taken action himself. Anyone who has experienced the battlefield knows that a person's will is like a string that is tightly stretched. Feng Mo is like this. His daily releases women, but he rarely kills. This time, he happened to catch up with the Zerg invasion, which was just right for him to release the little devil in his heart. After all, killing Zerg is not considered killing, nor is it considered killing innocent people. He turned over in the air to avoid the bite of a Zerg, and the armor on his shoulders and back was opened, revealing dense micro-interstellar missiles. After the intelligent brain calculated, Hundreds of micro-interstellar missiles were all launched, and they all found their targets. Boom, boom, boom. Accompanied by a series of explosions, groups of Zerg fell to the ground, and Feng Mo followed closely and landed at the center of the battle between the military and the Zerg. Then he condensed a huge saber as tall as a person in his hands, activated his leg thrusters, and dived into the swarm of insects, drawing circles with himself as the center and the saber as the radius. The circle was so big and round that people couldn't help but feel a caress. Feng Mo, who was at the center of the circle, was soaked in green blood, and his entire combat armor, and a large number of Zerg limbs and arms gathered around him. At this time, many students from Yunshan Military Academy boarded the starship and saw Feng Mo, wearing a combat armor, fighting in the swarm of insects through radar images. They all opened their mouths in surprise, and only Gu Yanyan looked at them with some concern. Han Pei, who was standing by, explained softly, "Don't worry, Miss Gu, the commander is just venting and playing with the T4 combat armor worn by the commander. He won't be hurt even if he lies on the ground and lets these Zerg bite him." After hearing Han Pei's explanation, Gu Yanyan was obviously relieved and murmured to herself, "Brother Feng Mo, really, if you want to vent, you can use Yanyan." After saying this, she seemed to have thought of something on her face, covered with blush. At this time, Gu Yanyan looked around like a thief. When she saw that all of the students and the leading teacher were paying attention to the battlefield below, Gu Yanyan was obviously relieved. At this time, a girl next to her looked at Feng Mo's heroic figure. Her eyes were shining. She touched Gu Yanyan's combat uniform and said, "Yanyan, what is your relationship with the person below?" After hearing this, Gu Yanyan said with a little embarrassment, "Feng Mo should be considered my cousin. I lived in their house for 3 months when I was a child." "Aren't we childhood sweethearts, then Yanyan? Do you have any interest in Feng Mo? If not, would you mind introducing me to him? If so, would you mind adding me to him?" These were such arrogant words that shocked Gu Yanyan. Han Pei on the side twitched the corners of her mouth slightly after hearing this. These little girls were more daring to speak when they were together than when they were with their best friends. Chapter 142 Return with the full load. At this time, Feng Mo was on the phone with Al while fighting. "Al, dispatch 10 T3 class interstellar carriers directly from the Storm Galaxy. There are a large number of interstellar Zerg on planet Z227. If you kill them all, you can get a lot of corpses. There are 2 big households on the main planet of Beast Cry. These corpses cannot be wasted. Besides, I can't come here in vain. I must take something away." At this moment, Feng Mo was negligent and was swallowed into the mouth by an interstellar Zerg nearly 20 meters long. Then he saw a black laser piercing the entire Zerg, and then the trend continued unabated and penetrated hundreds of interstellar Zerg, gradually dissipate. This is the power of the improved T4 Haiyao class combat armor. The finger cannon is no longer a fixed energy attack. Feng Mo can independently control the amount of energy used. The cannon just used less than 1% of the energy bar. If the set of combat armor uses 100% of its energy to fire a single shot, its power will not be inferior to the power of the Hurricane's main gun, because the outer armor of this set of combat armor is also made of dark matter raw materials, and the micro-engine is also made of dark energy crystals. Build. Feng Mo felt like he was in a no-man's land among the insect swarms. All the interstellar insect swarms, no matter how big or small, were unable to resist Feng Mo's moves. The memory metal kept transforming into various cold weapons. Combined with the strength of Feng Mo's 3rd-level genetic warrior, he forcibly directly penetrate the entire insect tide. Looking back, behind him is a green passage made of flesh and blood. On both sides are the insect swarms that have become thinner. Let's use a big move. At this time, Feng Mo rises into the air and aims his 5 fingers at the place where the insect swarm is densest. Knocking slightly, a light blue energy light group was formed, and strands of electromagnetism continued to flow on the surface of the energy light group. Hand-fired electromagnetic railgun. In fact, it evolved from the finger cannon. It concentrates the energy of the combat armor, collects energy according to the principle of the finger cannon, and then launches it. It is very simple and belongs to the category of cluster laser weapons. Boom. The light blue beam fell directly into the insect swarm. The huge explosion affected all the interstellar insect swarms within a radius of 1 kilometer. Even the ground was violently blasted and sank several meters deep. This shot consumed 70% of the combat armor, reserve energy. Inside the hurricane, all the teachers and students of the academy were fixating their eyes on Feng Mo, watching the light blue beam falling and causing a huge explosion. Everyone was amazed at the power of the T4 level combat armor. So strong. Gu Yanyan opened her mouth wide and said in surprise. After Feng Mo finished playing cool, the thrusters started, and the whole person disappeared like a meteor. Returning to the main control room of the hurricane, Feng Mo asked Han Pei, "Is there any news from Mero? When can the second round of bombing be carried out?" Han Pei glanced at the message sent by Mello and replied, "Sisters, Mello just sent the message. It will take at least 40 minutes. Okay, inform Sister Mello that in 40 minutes the Hurricane and the Elephant will cooperate with the T4 Tail Scorpion to launch a general attack on the Hive mothership outside the planet, and help me get through to the commander of the Federal Military Fleet." Yes. After Han Pei responded, he dialed the video communication of the Federal Military Fleet commander. After the connection, Feng Mo took the lead and asked, "Which empire and fleet do you belong to? What is the position of commander?" The series of questions obviously confused the commander on the other side, but the commander on the other side obviously responded quickly and immediately replied, "Reporting to Your Majesty the Duke, the Black Cavalry Fleet is a T4 class fleet affiliated to the Meteor Empire's military headquarters. Colonel Commander Cheng Xianqing is reporting to you." After saying that, he immediately gave a standard military salute to Feng Mo. Cheng Xianqing did not dare to go beyond the reach of the youngest duke, the youngest starship designer, and the youngest dual galaxy lord in the entire Federation. The Meteor Empire, one of the 4 northern empires, has 3 galaxies under its command, 1 large galaxy and 2 medium-sized galaxies. It is more than 10 times larger than Feng Moming, who has only 1 and 2 galaxies on the surface, but the 3 galaxies belong to 1 empire, and Feng Mo's 2 galaxies belong to individuals. In other words, Feng Mo's current status is enough to match the speaker of an empire. If he can hand over these 2 galaxies to the Yunshan Empire, he can easily change his position to another speaker. The 4 starships of the Storm Fleet are replenishing the Beishanmen space station and will be able to return in about 40 minutes. We need you to launch a general attack on the Hive mothership besieging planet Z227 now. The Hurricane and the Terror Elephant will also cooperate with you. Let's move together, understand? Hearing Feng Mo's almost commanding tone, Cheng Xianqing immediately raised his chest and raised his head, and shouted loudly with a standard military salute, "The Black Cavalry Fleet takes the order." Cheng Xianqing takes the order. After hearing this, Feng Mo hung up the video and then issued combat instructions. The Terror Elephant releases all the interstellar drones to wipe out all the interstellar Zerg on planet Z227, and the Hurricane takes off to face the Zerg Hive mothership. The Hurricane is a quasi-T5 starship. The more than 3,000 Hive carriers surrounding planet Z227 are mostly T2 and T1. There are very few T3 level Hive carriers. Those with higher levels are all in the T4 Tail Scorpion and Black Rider. Just now, the fleet was destroyed by bombardment. The bioplasma cannons of these T2 and T1 level Hive motherships are not a big threat to the Hurricane, as long as you pay more attention to the T3 level Hive mothership. This is why Feng Mo dares to fight against the Hive mothership with a single ship. The confidence of the group. As soon as the Hurricane left the atmosphere, Feng Mo saw the densely packed insect nest motherships, like a large insect nest river, and the Hurricane was like a small boat on the river. Alert! A group of Hive motherships has been found ahead. Radar scan is successful. 134 T3 class Hive motherships, 1,340 T2 class Hive motherships, and 1,970 T1 class Hive motherships. At this time, the Hive mothership group is like an interstellar behemoth, Feng Mo's hurricane is like a fearless warrior, and will eventually kill the interstellar behemoth with fearless courage. The behemoth opens its bloody mouth, and the hurricane flies straight into the Hive mothership group. In an instant, the radar scans all around, and all the Hive motherships are full. Feng Mo calmly issues combat orders. All main and secondary guns of the hurricane are fully charged, the automatic aiming system is activated, and the radar focuses on scanning the T3 class Hive motherships. Once its trace is found, there is no need to report and fire decisively. All close-in rapid-fire guns are activated, and the target is locked on the T2 class Hive mothership. The strike capability of a T3 class Hive mothership against the star shield of the hurricane is higher than that of 100 T1 class Hive motherships, so the higher level must be targeted first. The hurricane has 150 close-range rapid-fire guns, and the shells fired are like a barrage that covers the hurricane, and all nearby Hive motherships are torn apart by this barrage. Because the Hive motherships are too dense, one shell can often penetrate 2 T1 class Hive motherships. At the same time, 16 secondary guns simultaneously aim at a group of motherships and fire directly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143, Dancing on the Edge of a Knife. 2 in 1. 16 beams of light fell on the mothership group, immediately piercing through a large number of Hive motherships, and finally directly shattered the biological force field of a T3 level Hive mothership. And then the beams passed through the T3 level Hive mothership. Once again, the two T2 class motherships behind were penetrated. Each beam of light penetrated multiple Hive motherships at once as if it were piercing candied haws. The hurricane continued to attack these Hive motherships. In just 5 minutes, the main and secondary guns entered the cooling time one after another. The beams emitted penetrated a large number of insect nest carriers. In just 5 minutes, nearly 100 insect nest carriers were destroyed. With the attacks of close-range anti-rapid-fire cannons, this number continued to rise. However, in the face of this, a group of more than 3,000 insect nest motherships is still a drop in the bucket. A large number of Hive carriers tried to get close to the hurricane without fear of casualties so that the banelings would consume the star shield of the hurricane. Some T2 and T1 class Hive carriers even continuously sprayed bioplasma cannons to attack the hurricane, but they all failed, resisted by the star shield. Alert! The hurricane star shield energy remaining is 95%, 92%, 87%, 82%. Seeing more and more Hive motherships gathering around the hurricane, Feng Mo calmly gave the order. The quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon is charged and ready to switch to cluster laser mode. The Star Destroyer cannon is different from the main and secondary guns of ordinary starships. It is divided into 2 modes. One is the regular mode, which shoots a laser beam to bombard enemy starships, and the other is the cluster laser mode, which can last for the Star Destroyer cannon is charged. As long as the charging is not completed, the Star Destroyer cannon will continue to emit beams. Sir, Commander, the T5 level Star Destroyer cannon has been charged. Please give me your instructions. Launch. Tear a hole in the Hive mothership group. The fully charged quasi-T5 level Star Destroyer cannon fired out a huge orange energy beam. Wherever the beam passed, whether it was a T3 level Hive mothership, a T2, or a T1, all were annihilated by this energy beam. The cluster laser mode is a sustainable attack. From a god's perspective, you can see that the quasi-T5 class Star Destroyer cannon has been outputting orange energy, and the orange light beam continues to advance forward. Among the swarms of insects that block the sky and the sun, a huge hole was opened. The biological force fields of these Hive motherships were shattered like paper under the quasi-T5 class Star Destroyer cannon. The hurricane took this opportunity to rush out of the Hive mothership along the torn opening. At this time, in the rest cabin of the hurricane, Many students in the academy were looking at the holographic screen in front of them attentively, watching the hurricane continuously shooting the Hive mothership, watching the hurricane being surrounded, and watching the hurricane destroy the entire mothership with one shot. The fleet blasted out a passage. Everyone kept exclaiming, with expressions of disbelief on their faces, and the leader teacher introduced to everyone, the orange beam just now is not the main gun of the T4 starship, but the quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon. This kind of giant cannon is produced and sold by any company in the Federation. Duke Feng Mo's quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon. The Star Cannon was bought from the Federal Offline Auction House. At this time, Gu Yanyan's best friend poked her gently. Seeing the students around her looking at the holographic screen, she quietly lay in Gu Yanyan's ear and said, "Your brother Feng Mo is so powerful. If you don't hurry up, he will definitely be seduced by other women. You have no advantage alone. We are good sisters. The two of us are a huge advantage." Yanyan, think about it. Gu Yanyan was so embarrassed by these words that she lightly hit her best friend. She was becoming more and more unruly and she dared to say anything. After the quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon was fired, all the main and secondary weapons of the hurricane entered the cooling stage. Only the close-range anti-rapid-fire cannon continued to bombard the Hive mothership group. Regardless of the caliber of the hurricane's main and secondary guns, they are extremely powerful. However, compared to ordinary T4 starships, the main and secondary guns have a longer cooling time and a longer charging time. The hurricane, which broke out of the encirclement of the Hive mothership, saw the Black Cavalry fleet. At this time, the fleet was fighting with the Hive mothership group on the edge. A T4 and T3 mixed fleet was fighting against the T2 and T1 Hive mothership group. The impact is huge. But again, there are too many enemy starships. Quantitative changes lead to qualitative changes. The Black Cavalry fleet must be carefully constructed. Moreover, they are all regular fleets. There are no bombers, missile ships and other special starships. If T3 Boxer is here, a few rounds of interstellar missiles, and the area can basically be cleared. Alert! The Hurricane Star shield energy remains at 64%. Feng Mo sighed. It was like too many ants were killing an elephant. It could consume so much of the Hurricane Star shield energy in such a short period of time. Of course, the opponent would also lose at least nearly 200 Hive motherships. The main reason is that the entire interstellar Zerg race has no intelligence of its own. They only know how to obey the command of the mothership. The high-level Zerg mothership has absolute leadership over the lower-level ones, so if they are asked to die, they will obediently go forward and die. This is a point that is difficult for the interstellar Zerg to conquer. Although the four Federation empires are technologically stronger than the interstellar Zerg, after all, the four empires are not of the same mind, and the interstellar Zerg only obeys the instructions of the mother nest. On the one hand, it is a powerful force, but it is transformed into several strengths. On the other hand, it is a slightly weaker force, but it only has one fist. It is clear at a glance which one is stronger and which one is weaker. No, you can't do this anymore. The speed is too slow. As long as these Hive motherships continue to surround the planet Z227, they will continue to drop a large number of interstellar Zerg on the surface of the planet, leaving behind a quasi-T5 class interstellar mothership that will also become a drop in the bucket. Han Pipe, when will Marrow arrive on the battlefield? Feng Mo asked. My lord, the Mellow Sisters will arrive at the battlefield in about 12 minutes. Okay, connect the video communication of the Black Cavalry fleet. After the video was connected, Feng Mo directly ordered Cheng Xianqing, Colonel Cheng Xianqing, the fleet support will take 12 minutes. Within 12 minutes, the Black Cavalry fleet needs to hold the enemy together with the Hurricane and find an excellent attack point for our bombers. I need to take over your command, okay? Cheng Xianqing said without any hesitation. My Lord Duke, no matter what the order is, you directly order, and the Black Cavalry fleet will absolutely obey the order. This kid has a wide road, Feng Mo said in his heart. Colonel Cheng Xianqing and Feng Mo are not from the same empire. but belong to the same northern war zone. The relationship between the two cannot be considered superiors and subordinates, but only comrades in arms. Feng Mo's duke is from the Yunshan Empire, not the Meteorite Empire. After hearing this, Cheng Xianqing handed over the command right as soon as he said it. When this battle is over, he will definitely gain a lot, and he will also have a relationship with Feng Mo, which will be of great use in the future. This man is very wise. Okay, let's make strategic deployments. The Black Knight fleet will form a cone formation with the Hurricane as the flagship. The reason why Feng Mo formed the fleet into a cone formation was not to lead the fleet to attack the Hive Mothership group, but to fight guerrilla warfare, constantly forcing the Hive Mothership group to change its attack route, so that they can gather more and facilitate the bombing of the T-4 Scorpion that came from behind. The two wings of the cone formation must be strong, and the top of the formation is the strongest, but Feng Mo doesn't need it. He only needs the two wings. Then the entire fleet continued to fight with the Hive Mothership group under Feng Mo's command. As soon as the two sides came into contact, they fired a round of laser volleys and then quickly pulled away. Even if there were Hive Motherships that rashly chased out, they were just delivering food. In this way, Feng Mo led the Black Knight fleet to circle around the Hive Mothership group for several times, destroying at least 200 or 300 Hive Motherships. This is a fleet with a high speed bullying these low-speed Hive Motherships. As long as the fleet's energy can keep up, it is not difficult to wipe out this batch of Hive Motherships, but it is very time-consuming, and Feng Mo just doesn't have that much time. Commander, the T-4 Scorpion is back, Han Peipe reported. Feng Mo was shocked after hearing this. He is finally back. Let's make battle deployments. The T-4 Scorpion will look for the best bombing location for coverage bombing. After a round of bombing, the T-4 Scorpion will return directly to the Hurricane Galaxy. The Black Knight fleet will prepare to charge with the Hurricane. Yes, sister, Mello responded and commanded 4 T-4 Scorpions to come behind the Hive Mothership group. They could not get too close to planet Z227, for fear that the projected shells would fall on the planet. Finally, Mello found an excellent position, not too far from planet Z227, and because of a gap left by the movement of a large number of Hive Motherships, 4 T-4 Tail Scorpions drove to the gap, and Mello immediately issued an attack order: turn on the automatic aiming system, focus on locking the enemy's T-3 level Hive Mothership, and secondarily lock the enemy's T-2 level Hive Mothership. The attack is divided into 3 rounds. The first round is antimatter missile bombing, the second round is proton torpedo and shock missile bombing, and the third round is kinetic beam missile and pulse torpedo bombing. 3 rounds of coverage bombing will be launched in sequence. Yes. With Mello's order, 40 antimatter missiles were fired first and detonated in the middle of a large number of Hive Motherships, directly destroying the biological force fields of a large number of Hive Motherships. After one round of explosion, the second and third rounds followed. The biological force field of the Hive Mothership is equivalent to the star shield of the starship. The Hive Mothership without the biological force field can't withstand the 2 rounds of bombing of the T-4 Scorpion with only the biological armor on the surface. And most of these Hive Motherships are T-2 and T-1, and the T-3 class was destroyed by Feng Mo's Hurricane. Facing 4 T-4 Scorpion class stealth bombers, each missile or torpedo can blow up at least 2 Hive Motherships at the same time. This is also closely related to their being too dense. Many of these T-2 and T-1 Hive Motherships can't withstand the aftermath of the explosion. The 3 rounds of bombing by the 4 T-4 Scorpions broke up the formation of the entire Hive Mothership group and directly and indirectly destroyed more than 1,000 Hive Motherships. All of a sudden, the Mothership group became thinner, and the besieged planet Z227 also revealed its sphere. After receiving Feng Mo's message, the Devil Elephant rushed out of the atmosphere directly, smashed several T-1 class Hive Motherships in succession, and then joined the Hurricane. At this time, there were more than 1,000 T-2 and T-1 class Hive Motherships left, and they were naturally no match for the hundreds of T-4 and T-3 mixed fleets. not to mention that the cooling time of the main and secondary guns of the Hurricane had passed. Chapter 144 Asking for a Fight, 2-in-1. Commander, the main and secondary guns of the Hurricane have been cooled down and charged. Please give instructions. Fire. The war has been going on for so long that almost everyone is exhausted. Feng Mo also wants to end this battle as soon as possible. This is also the first time he has fought against such a large group of hive motherships. Moreover, he did not know that he would face so many enemies in advance. Otherwise, if the storm fleet was pulled over, these small karamis could be cleared out in a few rounds of bombing. There are no supplies. 6 starships rushed over alone. After a round of bombing, the T-4 Scorpion had to go to the Bishanman space station for supplies. Feng Mo still has face for such a military base, but it takes too much time to go back and forth. Feng Mo gave an order, and the Hurricane fired 1 quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon, 6 laser main guns, and 16 laser secondary guns. 23 beams of light bombarded the thinning hive mothership group directly, destroying them all the way. If any hive mothership touched the beam, it would be torn apart by energy and fall on the spot. In this round of attack, the Hurricane alone could destroy hundreds of Zerg motherships. The following battle was just a waste of time. Finally, after 6.5 hours, Feng Mo's 6 starships and the Black Knight fleet finally wiped out all the Zerg motherships on the spot. At this time, after all the Zerg motherships fell, the interstellar Zerg on the ground of planet Z227 roared and launched a suicidal charge against the military defense forces. This round of suicidal charge exchanged a large number of lives on the human side. This is the terrifying thing about the interstellar Zerg. After everything was over, Feng Mo came to the rest cabin and met the teachers and students of Yunshan Military Academy. Hello, teacher. The Z227 galaxy will be taken over by the Black Knight fleet. After that, the Meteor Empire will send a logistics fleet over, and then dock with the Yunshan Military Academy to repair your damaged starships and send them back. This time, the Zerg mothership group surrounded planet Z227. In fact, it can't be completely blamed on the military. They must have conspired for a long time to find such a breakthrough to enter the vicinity of Bishanman space station. Fortunately, the casualties were not serious, and Gu Yanyan was not in danger, which was a blessing in disguise. After Feng Mo finished talking to the teachers and students of the academy, he walked up to pull Gu Yanyan out of the rest cabin, and then said, "Have you talked to your father? He is very worried about you." After knowing that you were surrounded by interstellar Zerg, he immediately called my video communication and asked me to send the storm fleet to rescue you. Gu Yanyan nodded obediently after hearing this. Her personality is the image of a good girl, and she also likes this personality. Looking at Gu Yanyan's first love face, Feng Mo couldn't help but ravage Gu Yanyan's little face with his hands, and laughed heartily. This can be regarded as Feng Mo's bad taste. Gu Yanyan didn't care that Feng Mo destroyed her image at all. She looked at Feng Mo with affection in her eyes. No woman doesn't like heroes, especially like Feng Mo, who has a high status, strong strength, and is a childhood friend who saved her life. Due to multiple reasons, the buff was stacked up directly. Maybe she would calm down after this impulse, but Gu Yanyan would remember this scene today for a lifetime. What about you? Should I send you back to Yunshan Military Academy with your teachers and classmates, or send you back home first? Hearing Feng Mo ask this, Gu Yanyan stuck out her tongue and thought to herself, "Can't you send me back to the Hurricane Galaxy?" Of course, she only dared to say it in her heart. She was very timid and could only say softly, "Thank you, brother Feng Mo. Just send me back to Yunshan Military Academy with everyone." "Okay, then you go back to the rest cabin and rest for a while. It will take some time to get to the main star of Yunshan. If you have anything, feel free to contact me." Feng Mo turned around and left after he finished speaking, leaving Gu Yanyan staring at his back in a daze. Feng Mo really had things to do. After returning to the main control room, Feng Mo asked Han Pei, "How is it? Has the interstellar carrier arrived?" Reporting to the commander. The Storm Fleet escorted 10 T3 Reindeer-class interstellar carriers and arrived at planet Z227. Please give instructions. It just so happens that the Hurricane will go to Yunshan main star alone, and the Devil Elephant will return to the Beast Ming galaxy with the Storm Fleet. Let's move quickly and move all the bodies of these interstellar Zerg into the interstellar carrier before the military arrives. Feng Mo pointed at the two big households on the Beast Ming main star that were fed with the bodies of these interstellar Zerg. One ate the bodies and the other drank blood. Really perverted. Yes, Han Pei responded and quickly arranged hundreds of mechas and transport machines to go to planet Z227 to transport the bodies. After 2.5 hours, with the continuous efforts of 100 interstellar mechas and crew members, most of the bodies of the interstellar Zerg were finally transported to the interstellar carrier. At the same time, the Xinhuo panel prompted that the temporary task had been completed. Feng Mo received 1,000 points. At this time, the total points reached 7,660, and only 2,000 points were needed to exchange for the first T5 class starship in his life. As long as the first T5 class starship is built, Feng Mo will be able to establish a country. By then, he will have 4-star systems and his strength will usher in a new round of explosion. Han Pei, who had made arrangements, was about to return to the main control room when he heard his fleet secretary report to him that there was a commotion among the rescue students and she needed to go over. Han Pei did not dare to neglect and hurried to the rest cabin and sent a message to the commander. At this time, Feng Mo was half lying on the captain's chair with his eyes closed. He had killed the ground swarm alone before, which consumed a lot of energy. Moreover, the interstellar Zerg invaded the Xinghai Human Federation on a large scale. As the Duke of the Yunshan Empire, he might be asked to join the war at any time. Feng Mo would not think that after winning 2 battles with the interstellar Zerg, he would look down on this interstellar race. In fact, these are just appetizers. Now the Northern Theater needs to dispatch 3 T5 fleets. You can imagine how much pressure there is on the front line. Feng Mo visually estimated that there would be at least hundreds of T5 level insect nest carriers leading tens of thousands of T4 level insect nest carriers to attack Zhuanwu Fortress. The Federation is currently besieged on 3 sides. This is not a good phenomenon. The past 2 years have been truly troubled. At this time, a message came from the smart terminal on his arm. Feng Mo took a look, got up and went to the rest cabin. As soon as he entered the room, he found that the leader's face was ashen, and many students did not look very good. What happened? Han Pei, tell me. Feng Mo asked coldly. It was also the first time that Han Pei saw Feng Mo get angry. He was a little scared for a moment and said timidly, "There were several students here who wanted to visit the Hurricane, but they were stopped by the crew." The students had some quarrels with the soldiers. After Han Pei briefly explained the matter, Feng Mo didn't get angry at anyone. In fact, it was understandable that the students were curious, but the murderous aura of the crew members who had just experienced Star Wars was not something ordinary people could bear. When the two sides clashed, Feng Mo didn't think so. Your own crew will suffer. So the only ones who suffered were these students. No wonder even the leading teacher looked livid. When Feng Mo learned the reason, he said calmly, "Teacher Chen, the fleet has fleet rules. I hope everyone here can abide by the rules. I personally apologize to everyone for what happened just now and shocked everyone, but my crew members were not at fault." Feng Mo's words reminded the leading teacher not to think that just because he was from the same academy, he could visit the Hurricane without his consent. This is the incompetence of the leading teacher, and don't forget who Feng Mo is and who you are. Don't overdo things, especially don't be unforgiving. But everyone here is young. Most of the students who can enter the command department of Yunshan Military Academy are from rich or noble families. They have never been wronged at all on weekdays. What are crew members? Their family can easily recruit a bunch of veterans who have been retired for decades. In their eyes, the crew cannot be called companions at all, but inferiors. What's more, most of the Hurricanes are the orcs that Feng Mo first bought back. This kind of race that my uncle doesn't care about or grandma doesn't love is looked down upon by the human race, and also by the interstellar orc race, and it is even less respected by these students with first-rate family backgrounds. They're just some rubbish orcs. There's no need to be so strict. One of the students, a boy wearing a black combat uniform, muttered, "Except for the students, everyone present was a genetic warrior of level 2 or above." Who could not hear it? After hearing this, Feng Mo's expression turned completely cold. Seeing that Feng Mo's expression was not right, the teacher leading the team quickly explained, "Your Majesty, the Acropolis is not what it means." "That's enough, Teacher Chen. As you said, the fleet has fleet rules." "Is this called I Cheng? Whose family do you belong to? Tell me and listen. If you can afford to offend me, get out of here. If you offend me, then get out of here." "I can't afford it." "Haha, let's see if Stormfleet agrees." Feng Mo's meaning is very simple. "I can't afford to offend you. Go away." "I can't afford to offend him. Then let's have a fight." He really doesn't believe it anymore. He needs to give face to someone in the entire Yunshan Empire. As soon as Feng Mo got angry, the entire rest cabin instantly became silent. No one dared to touch him at this time. This was the Duke of the Empire. They had been hearing about this man's deeds since their freshman year at the military academy. By senior year. Without him, Feng Mo was really too dazzling, leaving all his peers far behind. Wei Cheng was afraid, let alone whose family he belonged to, so what if he said it? There was no way his family would be offended because of him. Feng Mo. If the family knew about it, they would most likely hand him over directly and let Feng Mo handle it. At this time, Gu Yanyan came to Feng Mo and took Feng Mo's big hand and said to Wei Cheng, "Classmate Wei Cheng, I will ask brother Feng Mo to say hello to the Black Cavalry fleet. You can take the starship over there yourself and ask them to send a starship to take you back to the academy. You are not welcome here for the time being." Feng Mo looked at the nominal sister in front of him with some surprise. He had thought about whether Gu Yanyan would agree to it if she begged him to let Wei Cheng go. Unexpectedly, she didn't come to beg him at all, but to help directly. He was angry. In fact, Feng Mo didn't understand the children of these big families at all. They were also very curly, especially since there were many peers in that race, so they would be compared with each other. The family behind the Acropolis was also considered powerful in the Yunshan Empire, but it was not from Gu Jun's side, but from the speaker's side. However, there are 13 men and women of the same age as him in the Wei family. If his family knew that he had offended Feng Mo, they would probably have to give up on him completely. However, he was considered stubborn and did not say anything to beg for mercy. He just lowered his head. "Get out of the rest cabin." Han Pai Pei very wisely asked the fleet secretary to take Acropolis to the stern of the ship and give him a starship. The place where the Black Cavalry fleet is stationed is not far from the hurricane, which is enough for Acropolis to rush over, even if something happens halfway. Now, it has nothing to do with following Feng Mo. After the fleet secretary took Ah away, Feng Mo glanced at the livid-faced teacher leading the team, pulled Gu Yanyan and turned to leave. The best friend behind Gu Yanyan looked at the two of them with an anti-smile. There is nothing better than chasing his best friend and falling in love. There are still more things to do in the drama, especially the best friend who follows suit. The two came to the main control room. Feng Mo sat Gu Yanyan next to him and dialed Gu Jun's video. After connecting, he saw that the background of Gu Jun's side was still the starship main control room, and Feng Mo knew the situation may be tense at this time. Gu Jun was very happy when he saw his daughter and Feng Mo sitting together. The two were as perfect as a golden boy and a beautiful girl. He was a woman who was good at everything, with outstanding appearance and good character. She had many suitors since she was a child. It's just that Gu Yanyan is not a good girl. His daughter has a little devil in her heart. She likes to do risky things at every turn, which scares her father half to death every time. Gu Jun is dozens of years old. How can I not cherish such a daughter? Uncle Gu, are you not optimistic over there at Xuanwu Fortress? Feng Mo went straight to the point and Gu Jun raised his eyebrows and asked, "What? I heard you want to come to Xuanwu Fortress to help." Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. He really planned to do so because he had two flesh-absorbing ancestors in his family. He could not massacre his own people and could only cause trouble for the interstellar Zerg clan. "I can help. This is what I should do as the Duke of Yunshan Empire, but the price cannot be lowered. I don't want anything else. I just want the corpses of the interstellar Zerg. The more the better." There is no need to hide and tuck in front of Gu Jun. Besides, with Feng Mo's current size, few people can really move him. This is why he planted the life-devouring ancient tree. After hearing this, Gu Jun glanced at Feng Mo and said thoughtfully, "It seems that Mo got a lot of treasures quietly, but you have to think about Uncle Gu." Feng Mo knew that Gu Jun understood as soon as he heard this, so he said sincerely, "Uncle Gu, don't worry, you will always have your share." Feng Mo will never forget it. After hearing this, Gu Jun sighed in his heart. At first, he only took care of him as his nephew. Who would have thought that Feng Mo would rise so quickly and has reached the ceiling of the aristocratic family, which is slightly worse than those top aristocratic families. However, based on Starfleet's past performance, he is really not afraid of those top families, including the Chu family, the Yushi, and the Kiao family. Gu Jun was glad in his heart that helping Feng Mo was the right thing to do. Looking at the way his daughter looked at Feng Mo, he knew that something must be wrong. Wait for my news. A T-4 fleet on the second line of defense in the space battle from Xuanwu Star Fortress to Beishanmen has just retreated due to heavy losses. I will give you a week to rest and prepare to report to Xuanwu Star Fortress. After Gu Jun finished speaking, he hung up the video. Chapter 145 Arrival at Xuanwu Fortress, 2-in-1. The Hurricane turned on the fourth stage warp engine alone, crossed the Beishanmen space battle and took the Stargate back to the main star of Yunshan. After many years, Feng Mo returned to the Yunshan Military Academy again. The Hurricane slowly moored at Starport Number 1. The leading teacher and the students did not see Feng Mo until they set foot on the ground of the starport. Instead, Gu Yanyan walked out of the beam with a happy face, and then watched the Hurricane return. Half a day later, the Hurricane successfully arrived at Hurricane Prime from Yunshan Prime. As soon as he walked into the office, he met Al, who had just finished patrolling. Feng Mo pulled Al into the office together, then let her sit in his arms, playing with her tail and saying, "This time, the interstellar Zerg invades the Star Sea Human Federation. As the Duke of the Yunshan Empire, there is no reason not to join the war. Besides, the two big flesh-eating households in the Beast Cry Galaxy are still waiting to feed and get more corpses of the interstellar Zerg to come back. After those two big players bear fruit, it's time to harvest." After hearing this, Al nodded in agreement. When the Stormfleet went to the Beast Cry Galaxy, she followed it and saw with her own eyes how the life-eating ancient trees and bloodthirsty vines devoured flesh and blood. The 3T3 interstellar carriers were filled with the Zerg corpses were devoured by two large households. After such a large amount of devouring, the ancient tree of devouring life has just produced 7 fruits, none of which are yet mature. In comparison, the bloodthirsty vine has produced 24 fruits, 12 of which are mature and 12 are green. Al picked 12 plant fruits and stored them in sealed boxes. These will all be treasures that can be auctioned in the future. Feng Mo had already told Al about his intention to build an auction house, and Al also I agree with his idea. Nowadays, the construction of 4 galaxies consumes star coins all the time every day, which consumes a huge amount of money. Gradually, the star coins in the account of Hurricane Galaxy are running out. Fortunately, there is still dividends from Fenian Starship Trading Company, otherwise they would have to bankrupt. Not to mention the establishment of a country in the future, which will require a lot of star coins. What's more, Feng Mo currently has 5 fleets, and the starships of 3 of them are not perfect, let alone updating, all of which require star coins. The dividends from Fenian Starship Trading Company alone are no longer enough to support such a huge expenditure. Not to mention the construction of T5 starships in the future, which is another huge expenditure. That's why Feng Mo was so anxious to go to the frontline battlefield. Only by feeding these 2 big households can it bring him sufficient benefits. You must know that a fruit from an ancient tree is worth 100 million star coins. This value is not low. A regular T4 frigate costs only 1 million star coins, and 1 fruit can be exchanged for 100 regular T4 frigates. Commander, please be sure to take Al with you when you go to Xuanwu Fortress this time. This way you can help the commander command the fleet when you are busy, and help the commander relax when you are free. As Al said, He curled up Feng Mo's fingers with his tail and looked at Feng Mo with a hint of charm. In an instant, Feng Mo's lower abdomen burst out with astonishing heat, and Al clearly noticed it. His face turned red, his seductive lips opened slightly, and he breathed out the fragrant hot breath. Feng Mo couldn't bear it anymore. He picked up Al, kicked open the office door, and walked towards their bedroom. He opened the bedroom door and came to the bedside. Feng Mo found that there was a bulge under the flat quilt. The shape is inexplicably familiar. Feng Mo instantly understood. It turned out that Kai Lan also came from the Storm Galaxy. It was obviously Ir who asked her to come here. In this case, how could Feng Mo refuse? So they had no choice but to come together. There was no words for the whole night. The two women really didn't say a complete sentence this night. And Feng Mo was also enjoying himself. In the next 7 days, Feng Mo flirted with the two women while staring at the production of the interstellar shipyard. Time passed very quickly, and in the blink of an eye it was the day of the expedition. Currently, Xuanwu Star Fortress has 3 T5 fleets stationed there, and Feng Mo's storm fleet is not needed. Feng Mo's destination is planet Z043. Which is located between Xuanwu Star Fortress and Bishanmen Space Station. Arrive at the back of the Xuanwu Star Fortress and near the Bishanmen Space Station. All the planets are named by numbers, starting with Z. There are 234 planets in total, including the Z-139 planet that Feng Mo went to for his previous internship as a senior and the Z-227 planet that he supported. Both of these are located near the Bishanmen Space Station, so the danger is not great. The real dangers are planets Z001 to Z081. The Northern Theater Command has deployed a large number of defense fleets on these 81 planets in order to eliminate the interstellar Zerg intercepted outside Bishanmen Space Station. Now that the interstellar Zerg is engaged in a large-scale battle with the Northern Theater, the first to bear the brunt is the Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress, which is the first line of defense. After that, there are these 81 defensive planets, which are the second line of defense, and then there are the Bishanmen Space Station and planets Z082 to Z334, which are the third line of defense. If all three lines of defense are breached, it means that the 4 northern empires are not far from being destroyed, and perhaps by then the entire Star Sea Human Federation is not far from being destroyed. The 81 defensive planets in the second line of defense are defended by 13 T4 fleets. One of them suffered too much sacrifice a month ago and has applied to return. It happened that Feng Mo applied to go to the battlefield at this time, and Gu Jun helped with the application. After discussion in the Northern Theater District, it was decided to fill the gap with the Storm Fleet. Planet Z043 has been modified by the military and turned into a supply planet. There are more than 4 million logistics warriors on it. Feng Mo is responsible for guarding this planet and is also responsible for patrolling the surrounding areas. It is now in the first level combat readiness stage, and the patrol will take at least 1 day. Twice. Feng Mo only brought the Storm Fleet this time. After Feng Mo repeatedly allocated starships to other fleets, the combat fleet only has 2 quasi-T5 starships, 56 T4 starships and 2 T3 boxers. As for the logistics fleet, it is composed of 5 T4 furnaces, 10 T3 reindeers, and 10 T3 red worms. The entire fleet has a total of 85 starships, which can only be regarded as a larger micro-fleet, because a small fleet needs to have 100 starships, and the Storm Fleet does not meet the standard. But no one will underestimate the combat effectiveness of the Storm Fleet. This fleet is enough to compete with the general large T4 fleet of 1,000 ships, and can also win the battle. This time, Feng Mo only brought Alan Han Paipe, who Akin needs to guard the Beast Ming Galaxy. The Li Kalezai sisters guard the Hurricane Galaxy, Kailin guards the Storm Galaxy, and Celia guards the Tangent Galaxy. Alyssa was the busiest. She had to build the Stargate, transform the entire Beast Ming Galaxy, and continue to produce D4 starships. However, she enjoyed it because Feng Mo bought her a lot of special snacks from the Yunshan Empire. Hurricane Control Room. The target planet has been locked. The route has been planned. The weapons and energy have been replenished, and the fleet is about to enter the intelligent same-frequency warp navigation mode. Please ask the first-level Gene warriors to enter the deep-sea mode autonomously. This time it was Han Pei's turn to report. To reach planet Z043, you need to first reach the Hurricane Galaxy Stargate, pass through the Stargate to reach the Yunshan Galaxy, and then enter the warp navigation mode to reach the Beishanmen space station, and then go to planet Z043 after inspection. When Feng Mo arrived at planet Z043, nearly a day had passed. It was really too time-consuming to go to the latter part of the road. Because of the existence of the interceptor, the fleet could not enter the warp navigation mode on the road between Beishanmen Space Battle and Xoanwu Interstellar Fortress. That's why it took some time. After arriving at planet Z043, the Storm Fleet anchored in Starport No. 1. The planet is not large and the environment is very harsh, but there is a large energy shield on the surface. The scenery inside is like spring all year round, which is suitable for human habitation. Feng Mo took a flying car from Starport No. 1 to the base building, which is an office building specially prepared for the commander stationed on the planet. After Feng Mo came to the top floor office, he called all the captains over. Now all the captains of the entire Storm Fleet are the crew members of the Storm. At the beginning, Feng Mo did not let them down. He trained them all to become captains of the Storm Fleet and got rid of slavery. And they did not let Feng Mo down. No matter how dangerous the situation was, they would accompany Feng Mo to rush forward. There were a total of 150 crew members in that batch of crew members. Now less than 100 people survived, and the rest were sacrificed. This casualty rate is really not high. Everyone. The Storm Fleet will be stationed here for at least a year, and patrols twice a day are necessary, so the 56 T4 class battleships of the Storm Fleet will be divided into 4 groups, each with 14 ships, and they will rotate every 4 days, so that everyone can have a fixed rest time. However, patrols must be taken seriously. This is the frontline battlefield. It is different from the Star Wars that the Storm Fleet has experienced in the past. That is not the real frontline. This is a large meat grinder, so you must be 120% alert. I hope to see you again in another year. None of the 84 captains today will die. I will personally celebrate your success in a year. After assigning the patrols, Al took Han Pei to patrol the planet. Feng Mo came to the lounge alone, lying flat on the big bed, with the Xinhuo panel appearing in his eyes. This time, 2 temporary tasks were updated. Temporary mission: guard planet Z043 for 1 year, reward 1,000 points. Temporary mission: destroy 100 T4 Hive motherships, 1,000 T3 Hive motherships, reward 2,000 points. T4 Mule-class interstellar carrier. These 2 missions are crucial to Feng Mo, not for the T4 Mule-class interstellar carrier, but for the 3,000 points of the mission reward. Feng Mo now has 7,660 points, and adding 3,000 points will make up 10,000 points to exchange for a T5 starship. Feng Mo seemed to have realized that the time to establish a country was just around the corner. There was still a year left, so he had to let Alyssa speed up, or squeeze her a little more, so that she didn't even have time to eat snacks to be a qualified lord. Feng Mo thought so and did so. He didn't even look at the time. He immediately sent dozens of messages to Alyssa. After sending them, Feng Mo, who felt refreshed physically and mentally, turned off the smart terminal and lay on the bed and slowly fell asleep. Chapter 146: Guarding the Planet. The next morning. Feng Mo turned on the smart terminal and received a lot of messages. This was yesterday when Gu Jun pulled him into a communication group, which included the commanders of the major fleets. These messages were all about the losses caused by the interstellar Zerg invasion yesterday. Some fleets encountered a large number of interstellar Zerg and suffered heavy losses, and some fleets destroyed a large number of Zerg motherships. On the front battlefield, the interstellar Zerg did not launch a large-scale attack, but only carried out small-scale harassment, stationing a large number of Zerg motherships to prevent the 3 T5 fleets from supporting the side roads. And every time they need to bypass the Xoanwu Interstellar Fortress, the interstellar Zerg will launch a general attack on the fortress to delay the living strength in the fortress. Although each attack on the Xuanwu interstellar fortress causes a lot of losses, there will always be some fish that slip through the net and are sent to the second line of defense in the northern theater by the interstellar Zerg. This is why Feng Mo and other 13 commanders are needed to guard 13 defense planets. Feng Mo guards planet Z043, which can radiate the surrounding 8 planets. Any disturbance within this range will be detected by the radar system, and the fleet patrols from time to time, which is enough to ensure that no interstellar race will cross the defense line. Facing the interstellar Zerg's hive mothership, you must hold the defense line and fight to the death. Once they open a gap, it will be like a dam bursting, surging through, unstoppable, and the entire defense line will be greatly affected. At this time, in the outer universe of planet Z043, Al was commanding the fleet to clean up the battlefield. There were only a few T3 hive motherships. The patrolling fleet directly destroyed them with a few shots when they met them, which was not a big deal. This situation has often happened in recent days, indicating that the pressure on the front line Xuanwu interstellar fortress is increasing, which is not a good phenomenon. Alarm! The radar system detected a large number of energy signals from hive motherships ahead. Just after Al commanded the fleet to clean up the battlefield, the adjutant came to report. "Is this going to start a large-scale battle?" Al muttered to himself. At this time, the smart terminal on Feng Mo's arm was vibrating wildly, and a large amount of communication information came. It turned out that the frontline interstellar Zerg launched a large-scale attack on the Xuanwu interstellar fortress half a day ago. In order to prevent the sudden appearance of fish that slipped through the net, the commanders of each fleet were reminded to pay attention to patrols. Feng Mo had already prepared for the battle. Why go to the battlefield if not for fighting? He was not as solemn as other fleet commanders, but more excited. Because he earned double star coins. Other fleets earned a lot of military merits after the Star War, and Feng Mo did earn military merits and star coins together. A large number of interstellar Zerg corpses were treasures in Feng Mo's eyes. After a Star War, the collected Zerg corpses could make Feng Mo earn at least 100 million star coins. These are the basic guarantees for his construction of 4-star territories. With the help of Han Pei, Feng Mo put on combat uniforms, and then the two took the interstellar car to Starport No. 1. Storm fleet assembles and takes off to support air. Feng Mo ordered calmly, "There is still some time before the Zerg mothership arrives at planet Z043, so there is no need to rush." 2 quasi-T5 flagships and 58 battle starships have all been assembled. They can fight the enemy with normal aircraft carrier battle groups, waiting for the arrival of the interstellar Zerg. Alert! The radar system scanned successfully. The number of Zerg starships is 4,339, including 74 T4 class Zerg nest motherships, 370 T3 class Zerg nest motherships, 1,518 T2 class Zerg nest motherships, and 2,377 T1 class Zerg nest motherships. Feng Mo was a little surprised when he heard the number scanned by the radar system. It seems that the pressure on the front line is too great. Can so many Zerg nest motherships be missed? It seems that 3 T5 fleets are not enough, but the 4 major empires in the northern theater have only 9 T5 fleets, one of which is sailing far away to perform missions. 4 of the remaining 8 fleets need to guard the 4 major empires. 3 T5 fleets guarding the Xuanwu interstellar fortress and 1 T5 fleet for maneuvering are already the best choice, unless the 4 major empires can let the Imperial Guard fleet rush to the front line. The situation will be deadlocked here. The number of hive motherships attacking planet Z043 this time is similar to that of the previous attack on planet Z227, except that the Storm Fleet is no longer the only 6 starships that charged into the battle formation last time. Now the entire Storm Fleet has as many as 7 types of combat starships, and the variety of ship types makes the combination more effective. In the main control room of the Hurricane, Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair and said to the video windows of each captain in the holographic virtual image in front of the main console, "Let's make strategic deployments." Mellow, 4 T4 tail Scorpions will approach the Hive mothership group in stealth and carry out the first round of bombing, focusing on the T4 class Hive motherships. Release interstellar drones to carry out 3 rounds of artillery attacks on the Hive mothership group. Don't worry about the loss of interstellar drones. The logistics industrial ship will give priority to the Elephant. The T4 Sword and Shield class interstellar frigate enters defense mode, aiming all close-range rapid-fire guns at the Hive mothership group, ready to intercept the attack at any time. The main and secondary guns of the T4 Kangaroo and Hurricane are charged and ready to obey the commander's orders. The last 2 T3 Boxers are ready to launch attacks on the Hive mothership group at any time. There is no need to save ammunition. This Star War requires artillery coverage. As I said, I hope everyone here will be here a year later. Yes. At the command, all the captains shouted in unison. Feng Mo's strategy is very simple. Before your Hive mothership group sees the Storm Fleet, at least 1/10 of you must be destroyed first. Then the Storm Fleet will wait for the opportunity to attack in the first round and then destroy part of you. Finally, the 2 fleets will fight, with the smallest sacrifice in exchange for the greatest gain. Feng Mo doesn't want these crew members who have followed him for many years to die here. Talents are rare, and loyal talents are even rarer. The captains who received the order took action one after another. The first to take action were the Mellow sisters, who commanded 4 T4 Scorpions. The elder sister commanded Scorpion number 1, and Scorpion number 2 arrived at the front left of the Hive mothership group in stealth. The younger sister commanded Scorpion number 3, and Scorpion number 4 arrived at the front right of the Hive mothership group. The 2 women issued combat orders at the same time. The radar system scans all enemy T4 class Hive motherships. The automatic aiming system locks the target, and the combat plan begins. With the order from the Mellow sisters, 4 T4 Scorpions appeared at the same time, 2 in a group, and the Star Shield was turned on at maximum power. The shipborne weapons were fired crazily as if they were free, and the firepower was full. The 4 T4 Scorpions were like 4 assassins, first approaching the enemy silently, and then giving the enemy a fatal blow when the enemy was most careless, coupled with terrifying firepower and extreme speed. For a while, even if the Hive mothership group discovered 4 enemy starships, they could not stop the performance of the 4 T4 Scorpions. Chapter 147 No Storm Scene. Through the radar virtual image, Feng Mo clearly saw 4 T4 tail Scorpions, like 4 sharp knives. They first approached the designated target invisibly, and then fired missiles frantically at the 4 T4 level Hive motherships. First use antimatter interstellar missiles to destroy the biological defense force field of the T4 class Hive mothership, and then launch a series of shipborne weapons such as proton torpedoes, concussion missiles, kinetic energy beam missiles, and pulse torpedoes. Destroy all the target T4 class Hive motherships, leaving only a wreckage belonging to the biological starship. Even though the T4 class Hive mothership reacted quickly and condensed the bioplasma cannon when the T4-tailed Scorpion revealed itself, it's too late. A large number of interstellar missiles and torpedoes directly covered it, tearing the condensed bioplasma cannon into pieces, and then heavily bombarded the external biological armor of the T4 class Hive mothership, directly bombarding it into pieces. Report: the target has been destroyed. The next target is being locked. In an instant, 4 T4 tail Scorpions destroyed 4 T4 class Hive motherships respectively, and then used their star shields to block several bioplasma cannons from T3 and T2 class Hive motherships, then turned the ship's bow and flew forward. Go. After leaving, the 4 T4 tail Scorpions entered stealth mode again and returned to the insect nest mothership group to find new targets. This was just an appetizer. Feng Mo's instruction to them was to hunt. Before the Hive mothership group reaches planet Z043, hunt down as many T4 class Hive motherships as possible. The flagship that commanded the T4 class Hive mothership at the center of the Hive mothership group quickly made a response strategy after losing 4 T4 class Hive motherships. A large number of low-level Hive motherships turned to high-level Hive motherships. The Hive mothership moves closer, and the entire Hive mothership group reorganized its forward formation, trying its best to protect the T4 class Hive motherships that only had a few dozen. This time, the assassination operation of the 4 T4-tailed scorpions was not as smooth as it started. With a large number of Hive motherships gathered, they wanted to assassinate the T4 class Hive mothership. They needed to use star shields to withstand a large number of bioplasma cannons, and continued after 3 rounds of assassinations. The star shield had very little energy left. Alert! Star shield energy remaining is 35%, 30%, 27%, 36%. There is not much energy left in the star shield, and it has caused a large number of Hive motherships to gather. However, this is also the strategy formulated by the Mello sisters. By assassinating the T4 class Hive mothership, it will cause the mothership group's protective response, causing it to gather and shrink continuously. Defense, which makes it easier for a T4-tailed scorpion to carry out a saturation attack on it. 4 T4-tailed scorpions stealthily sneaked into the target location, dumped all the shipborne weapons, and then returned to planet Z043 for supplies. Following the order from the Mello sisters, the 4 T4-tailed scorpions entered stealth mode again, diving directly into the best strike position designated in advance, and revealed their bodies at the same time upon arrival. In an instant, a large number of interstellar missiles and torpedoes were fired densely towards the Hive mothership group. After all the shipboard weapons were poured out, the 4 T4-tailed scorpions returned directly without looking back. This man never looked at the explosion behind him. At this time, the energy of the star shields of the 4 T4-tailed scorpions had reached freezing point. One of them was even hit by a large number of bioplasma cannons. The energy of the star shields was exhausted and shattered, and the hull was also slightly damaged. However, the purpose of their trip was achieved, and the effect was very good. Feng Mo, who was far away in the main control room of the Hurricane, also clapped his hands when he saw the move of the Mello sisters. First gather the Hive mothership group, and then conduct a round of saturation strikes. Star missiles and torpedoes blast towards the target with tail flames. 4 T4-tailed scorpions carry out saturation strikes on 4 areas. The entire radar image showed that a large area of red light spots belonging to the Hive mothership and its life signal had all disappeared. After the explosion, only the remains of the biological starship were left. In less than an hour's attack, the 4 T4-tailed scorpions first destroyed 12 T4-class Hive motherships through 3 rounds of assassinations, and then carried out a saturation attack. At least more than 400 Hive motherships were destroyed before and after. Thanks to the destruction of the Hive mothership group, a large number of low-level Hive motherships were gathered to guard the T4-level Hive mothership, giving the Mello sisters a huge victory. Fighter plane. There are a total of 4,339 Hive motherships, and 1/10 of them have been lost before they even see planet Z043. The Mello sisters have completed the tasks given to them by Feng Mo brilliantly. Just as the 4 T4-tailed scorpions were conducting a saturation attack on the Hive mothership group, Al the Terror Elephant was not idle and immediately issued a combat order: send out all the interstellar drones. The interstellar drones will escort the interstellar bombers for a round of saturation bombing. The self-destruction aircraft will be ready to cut into the depths of the Worm Hive mothership group to self-destruct at any time. There is no need to dispatch the ship-breaking aircraft for the time being. A series of orders were issued, and a large number of technicians designed the best strike route through calculations. All 900 interstellar drones took off and flew towards the Hive mothership group. At the same time, 2 T3 boxers were on 10 T4 blade shields. Under the escort of the interstellar frigate, he quietly came to the maximum range and waited. All 900 interstellar drones were dispatched. When they approached the insect nest mothership group, 500 interstellar drones opened fire at the same time, and a large number of laser cannons were fired out to form a woven laser fire network. At the same time, 200 interstellar bombers took the opportunity to pour out all the interstellar missiles. The last 200 interstellar self-destruction machines waited patiently, After the laser firepower network and interstellar missiles exploded, they rushed forward again like a sharp sword, deep into the Hive mothership group. Of course, these interstellar drones were captured by the biomagnetic field of the Zerg Hive mothership group when they appeared. A large number of bioplasma cannons were continuously fired, destroying all the interstellar drones one by one, but their bombing purpose had been achieved, and Al was not at all sad about being destroyed. The 5 T4 Furnace-class interstellar industrial ships behind the Elephant were running at full power, and the destroyed interstellar drones could be replenished in less than 2 hours. The laser firepower net woven by 500 interstellar drones in the first round penetrated a large number of T3 and T2 class Zerg Hive motherships, causing violent explosions. In the second round, 200 interstellar bombers and thousands of interstellar missiles covered the bombing, and even if the Zerg Hive mothership had a biomagnetic field, it could not escape the disaster. The third round of 200 interstellar self-destructors was even more terrifying, directly entering the depths of the Zerg Hive mothership group. Even though the number of ships has changed from the initial 200 to the current 56, the power they exerted was no less than the first and second rounds of attack. The collective explosion affected a large number of Hive motherships. Even the T4 class was not spared. Under the horrific explosion, the Hive motherships in an area were completely cleared out. Feng Mo observed through radar images that the 3 rounds of assassination by the Melo sisters plus 1 round of bombing destroyed a total of 1/10 of the Hive motherships. The 3 rounds of attacks by the interstellar drones of the Elephant destroyed a total of more than 500 Hive motherships. Although only 2 T4 class Hive motherships were destroyed, it was also a very dazzling record. Chapter 148. More than half lost. Under 2 waves of attacks, nearly 1,000 Hive motherships were destroyed. Of course, this was not the last means of consumption. The 2 T3 boxers were already ready to go, waiting for the Terror Elephant's interstellar self-destruction machine to rush into the Hive mother. Deep inside the fleet. The 2 T3 boxer captains ordered the launch of interstellar missiles at the same time, 1,000 rounds per round. This kind of interstellar missile ship has almost no cooling, and it only takes some time to refill the ammunition. The first round of 1,000 T3 class interstellar missiles were all launched, falling like a meteor shower on the Hive mothership group. A large number of explosions were heard, but they could not be heard. The entire Hive mothership group was instantly cleared of an area. Of course, they would not fail to fight back. However, most of the bioplasma cannons launched were intercepted by the T4 Blade Shield class star frigate, and a small number directly turned on the star shield to resist. It could not cause any damage to the 2 T3 boxers at all, and Feng Mo also quietly dispatched 2 T4 interceptor biological starships to the 2 T3 boxers. These 2 bodyguards were of the Zhongnan high level and could intercept all kinds of weapons in all directions without blind spots. Kind of attack. Taiwan Novel Network. And with the reloading speed of the T3 boxer, at least it is not difficult to fire 3 rounds of interstellar missiles before the Hive mothership group approaches. 3 rounds are 3,000 interstellar missiles, which is enough to cover the entire mothership group. After 3 rounds of salvos, large swaths of the Hive motherships turned into interstellar debris in the cold starry sky, and there was also interference from interstellar drones. For a while, it was difficult for the command flagship of the Hive mothership group to look at the beginning and the end. However, a large number of Hive motherships were destroyed, which completely angered the command flagship. The biomagnetic field was seen fluctuating violently, and then the remaining 2,000 or so Hive motherships in the entire Hive mothership group set their targets on the unified interstellar drones. A large number of bioplasma cannons submerged hundreds of drones and destroyed them all. Then he turned the ship's bow and targeted the 2 T3 boxers. At this time, Feng Mo, who was observing the mothership group through radar images, ordered to Han Pai on the side, let the 2 T3 boxers return home. There is no need to get too entangled with the Hive motherships here. The radar system will redetect the number of Hive motherships. The radar detection was successful. There are 1,970 remaining motherships in the Hive mothership group, including 43 T4 class Hive motherships, 146 T3 class Hive motherships, 978 T2 class Hive motherships, and T1 class Hive motherships. 803 ships. After Feng Mo's 3 rounds of attacks, there were originally more than 4,000 Hive motherships, and only less than 2,000 were left. The effect was surprisingly good, but not every fleet has something like the Storm Fleet, which is also an interstellar missile ship, a stealth bomber, and a quasi-T5 class interstellar aircraft carrier. Most of the fleets that can be stationed at the second line of defense are T4 fleets. There are no quasi-T5 flagships, and they are mainly conventional starships. There are no special starships. Even if there are only 1 or 2. It is true that special starships cost too much money. Regular fleets cannot afford to burn them. The funds approved by the military every year are simply not enough to burn them several times, for simply performing missions and gaining military merit and points. Some of them must be set aside for the crew to share. As a reward, there are not many resources left that can be used on the fleet. Except for the fleets of the top families. No other fleet can be as capable as the Storm Fleet, which can carry out coverage strikes without any scruples. Saturation strikes are simply impossible, and they are all precision strikes. The Storm Fleet is because Feng Mo is there, the foundation of the 4 galaxies is there, the Fenian Starship Trading Company is there, and the 2 flesh-devouring giants are there. Feng Mo can have no scruples in making his fleet not need to save at all. Ammunition. After receiving the order, the 2 T3 boxers did not stop at all. They turned around and returned directly. These 2 starships were treasures. They could only launch T3 class interstellar missiles. But firing 1,000 missiles in 1 round, no T4 starship can stop it. Not to mention these 2 T3 boxers are not 1v1 combat starships, but strategic resources and large-scale weapons necessary for the battlefield. After the Storm Fleet was assembled, Feng Mo quietly waited for the arrival of the Hive mothership group. Half an hour later, dense red dots appeared around the radar, and Feng Mo secretly thought that it was over. The Hurricane's main and secondary guns are charged and ready, and the 10 T4 Kangaroo's main and secondary guns are charged and prepared. Feng Mo issued 3 orders in a row. The Hurricane's hull emitted a bright light, and 10 weaker lights also lit up in the entire fleet. Radar scanning, self-aiming system activated. Lock on all T4 level Hive motherships in the area. Launch. Feng Mo gave an order, and hundreds of beams of light were shot straight towards the insect nest mothership group. Feng Mo did not pay attention to the destruction of several local insect nest motherships, but continued to issue orders. 2 T3 boxers, first pour 2,000 interstellar missiles and launch. The Hurricane's quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon is charging and ready. The radar system will find the location of the flagship of these reptiles and report after locking it. After giving the order, Feng Mo looked at the radar image. At this time, hundreds of beams of light fell on the Hive mothership group, causing violent explosions, especially with 1,000 interstellar missiles following behind them, which added fuel to the fire. The fire swept through the entire mothership group. The Storm Fleet was waiting for work. After several rounds of bombing, it defeated the Hive mothership group. However, the radar system never locked on the flagship in the mothership group. Each Hive mothership group will have a flagship responsible for command. Although the interstellar Zerg's command ability is not good, and they command the Zerg Sea tactics, exchanging a large number of Zerg motherships with the Star Sea Human Federation. Anyway, as long as their mother nest is still there, as long as there are endless resources, they can produce a large number of Zerg motherships indefinitely. This is an advantage that the Star Sea Human Federation does not have, and the individual interstellar Zerg is also very powerful. It is difficult for an ordinary Zerg to be defeated by a first-level Gene Warrior without weapons. Once a planet is surrounded by a Zerg mothership, the mothership will release a large number of interstellar Zerg, and it will be difficult for the population to survive. This is why the Federation regards the interstellar Zerg as a great enemy. Because any galaxy invaded by these interstellar Zerg will become a waste galaxy like the Reef Galaxy, and all energy-containing substances are their food. which can be said to be barren. That is why the basalt interstellar fortress was established, the purpose of which is to keep the enemy out and prevent the interstellar Zerg from entering any galaxy of the Starfleet Human Federation. Commander, the radar has locked onto the flagship of the Hive mothership group. Please give instructions. After hearing this, Feng Mo hurriedly looked at the radar image. From the video above, he clearly saw a biological starship that was different from other Hive motherships. Its energy level is T4, but the ship body data is not large, only the size of an ordinary T2 Hive mothership, but unlike the general green Hive mothership, its hull is dark gray. I can't post 10,000 chapters a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will post the saved manuscripts, 3 chapters a day, and I have to go on a business trip. I will continue to post 10,000 chapters a day on Monday, and I can add more from time to time. Thank you for the support of the big brothers on the list. The performance of the book is average, but I will keep writing and will not run away. I am almost finished with the outline of the second book. Chapter 149, Annihilation of the Carrier Group. Finally found you, Feng Mo muttered to himself. Lock on the enemy flagship, and fire the T5 Star Destroyer. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, the orange light group that had originally condensed at the muzzle of the Star Destroyer on the bow of the Hurricane directly shot out an orange beam of light, heading straight for the flagship of the Hive mothership group. The flagship of the mothership group sensed that there was a huge energy approaching, and the biomagnetic field around the ship body fluctuated violently. Then a large number of Hive motherships gathered around it, and at the same time, they ejected a large number of bioplasma cannons, trying to intercept the energy beams shot by the Star Destroyer. However, this was useless, seeing that the attack interception had no effect. The biomagnetic field around the flagship fluctuated again, and 3 T4 class Hive motherships directly blocked in front of them. The orange beam of the Star Destroyer penetrated 2 T4 class Hive motherships, but was blocked by the bioforce field of the 3rd T4 class Hive mothership, and the energy was exhausted. After Feng Mo saw it through the radar image, a smile appeared on his lips. It was interesting. This little thing actually had independent thinking, or was it the clone of the mother nest? As far as Feng Mo knew, the entire interstellar Zerg should have only one consciousness, that is, the will of the mother nest. Feng Mo suddenly became very interested in the mother nest. That is to say, if someone can control the mother nest, does it mean that he can control the entire interstellar Zerg? Of course, there are many people who think the same as Feng Mo. This kind of thing has been studied by the Federation for many years, but it has not been successful. The most important thing is that they can't get close to the mother nest at all, even if they send multiple T5 fleets to go there. There are a large number of T5 class Zerg motherships around the mother nest. Once an enemy invades, it will be attacked frantically by the interstellar Zerg, and the biological force field around the mother nest can withstand the bombardment of 3 T5 class Star Destroyers. Of course, Feng Mo didn't know this. At this time, the entire battlefield was one-sided. The Storm Fleet took advantage of the victory and destroyed a large number of Hive motherships. 50 of them, the T4 Sword Shield, rushed directly into the Hive mothership group, and the 2x2 cooperation directly tore the Hive motherships apart. After the bombing of the Hurricane, 10 T4 Kangaroos, and 2,000 interstellar missiles, the remaining motherships in the entire Hive mothership group barely reached 1,000. At this time, the voices of the Mellow Sisters sounded in the main control room of the Hurricane. Commander, the T4 Scorpion has been replenished and has rushed to the battlefield. Please give instructions. Feng Mo looked at the thousands of red spots on the radar image and said, the T4 Scorpion will carry out a decapitation operation, find and destroy the flagship of the enemy mothership group, and destroy the T4 class Hive motherships of the enemy Hive mothership group. Point to point. Yes, the Mellow Sisters responded, and the 4 T4 Scorpions entered stealth mode and lurked in the enemy Hive mothership group. Let the drones move too, and end this war as soon as possible. I always feel something bad recently. Yes, Commander. Feng Mo always believes in his intuition. Usually, when he feels bad, There will be special circumstances. I believe this time will be no exception. I just don't know what went wrong. After receiving the order, Al immediately ordered the 900 interstellar drones that had been replenished to set sail, targeting all the enemy's hive mother ships and carrying out indiscriminate attacks. After the two T-3 Boxers had finished dumping their ammunition, they returned to the ship for replenishment. Feng Mo did not give them any more orders. 5,000 interstellar missiles were enough for a star war. Launching more would really be a test for the wallet. Just when the Storm Fleet was carrying out the final general attack, in the outer universe of Planet Z012, not far from Planet Z043, a T-4 fleet with more than 300 starships was fighting a large-scale star war with more than 2,000 hive mother ships. This T-4 fleet is just a regular fleet, with only one special starship. The fleet is led by a T-4 class aircraft carrier starship, with a large number of destroyers and frigates, which is the standard configuration of ordinary fleets. This kind of fleet has more than 300 ships against more than 2,000 ships, which is not advantageous. Even if the quality of the Zerg mothership group is not as high as that of the T-4 fleet, the number is several times more than yours. Therefore, when the Star Sea Human Federation fights with the interstellar Zerg, it must fight in a roundabout way and cannot rush hard. If it is surrounded, it will really be impossible to get out. Calling, the Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress and Bishanman Space Station, Planet Z012 is being besieged by a large number of Zerg mothership groups. Please send fleets to support. 3 consecutive messages for help were sent, but the Bishanman Space Station was also in a state of panic. This time, the interstellar Zerg's offensive against the Northern Theater was the largest offensive in history. Not only did they hold back the 3 T-5 fleets of the Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress, they also had the strength to divide their forces to attack the 13 T-4 fleets of the second line of defense. And there were also small-scale Zerg motherships harassing the Bishanman Space Station. This interstellar race is too terrible. It seems necessary to report to the Xinghai Human Federation and organize a dozen T-5 fleets to slaughter the interstellar Zerg again, and then directly attack the mother nest position before ending. The Xinghai Human Federation has organized this kind of thing 3 times. And each time it was because the interstellar Zerg launched a large-scale attack on the Northern Theater. With the 4 T-4 Tail Scorpion-class stealth bombers joining the battlefield, the next step is the time for unilateral slaughter. The T-4 Tail Scorpion aims to assassinate the enemy's T-4 class Zerg mothership, and 10 T-4 Kangaroos fire at the opponent's T-3 class Zerg mothership. One shot to kill a kid. The remaining T-2 and T-1 class hive motherships were handed over to the T-4 Sword and Shield class interstellar frigates, which were the representatives of thick shields and thick armor. The biological plasma cannons of the T-2 and T-1 class hive motherships did not reduce much star shield energy when hitting the star shield of the T-4 Sword and Shield. When the battlefield was one-sided, the flagship was the most anxious, because only the flagship was intelligent in the entire interstellar Zerg, and of course, it didn't matter where the command came from. The radar locked onto the position of the flagship of the enemy's hive mothership group again, and the automatic aiming system has been locked. Please give instructions. After the crew locked onto the flagship of the enemy again, Feng Mo decisively issued a firing order. Quasi T5 level Star Destroyer charging and preparation. No need to ask for instructions to fire directly. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, the Star Destroyer on the bow of the Hurricane began to charge. Orange light flashed, a large amount of light flowed and gathered, and finally turned into a huge ball of light, which was even a little dazzling. Then the orange light ball turned into an orange beam and shot directly at the enemy flagship. This time, even after feeling the threat of a devastating blow, the flagship of the mothership group did not resist at all, because there was no hive mothership around it to block the blow for it. The orange beam ignored the biological force field of the flagship of the mothership group and directly penetrated it. Under such a terrible attack, everything would become nothingness, and as the beam passed through, it also triggered a secondary explosion. Every time the Quasi T5 Star Destroyer cannon was fired, Feng Mo had an urge to copy the large amount of technology in the federal database, But this could only be a delusion. Chapter 150 Supporting Planet Z012. With the invasion of more than 3,000 Hive motherships, the Storm Fleet took 4 hours and 32 minutes to annihilate them all, and then spent more than 3 hours cleaning the battlefield. Of course, at the end of Star Wars, Feng Mo sent a rough report to Xoanwu Interstellar Fortress and Bishanmen Space Station. Just after the report was sent, a video communication came over immediately. After the video was connected, the opposite person was a female officer wearing a military uniform. Her figure was not visible in the slightly wide combat uniform, but her short hair made her look heroic and heroic. Duke Feng Mo, the youngest starship designer in the Federation, is truly well-deserved. There are 13 T4 fleets in the second line of defense. Your Storm Fleet was the first to completely wipe out the insect hive mothership group. I wonder what the casualties of the Duke's fleet were? The female officer first gave her a rainbow fart, but she was not very familiar with her flattering methods, which made Feng Mo feel a little uncomfortable. However, after he asked tentatively about the casualties, Feng Mo immediately found out the purpose of the female officer. He must have been unable to insist on something. I was stunned and wanted him to support me. Then I must go. No problem at all, and I will take the interstellar carrier with me, but I have to ask for some benefits before going. Taiwan Novel Network. The Storm Fleet has no casualties, but the ammunition consumption is too high and the logistics supplies have been exhausted. I am afraid that it will not be able to persist in the next Star Wars and needs to return to the Bishanmen Space Station for supplies. Regarding the ammunition consumption of their fleet stationed on the defensive planet, the Northern Theater Zone has clear regulations. You will be replenished according to the consumption. The premise is that you must submit a battle report, how many Hive motherships you encountered, and then how much ammunition was consumed and how many were destroyed must be reported in detail. Reflected in Feng Mo is completely unreasonable. In fact, his ammunition is still sufficient, but the fleet will report more losses. In fact, the female officer has also read his report and knows that the Storm Fleet has sufficient supplies. That Feng Mo said this just because he wanted some benefits. These were all tacit, and the female officer continued to ask tentatively, with my authority, I can only give the Duke a compensation of 1 million points. Do you think that's okay? Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly after hearing this. This person is treating him as a fool. 1 million points is basically equivalent to 10 million star coins. It would be a bit stingy to hire an Imperial Duke to dispatch a mixed fleet of T5 and T4 bar. However, Feng Mo did not get angry. Instead, he slowly leaned on the captain's chair, narrowed his eyes slightly, and looked at the female officer. The female officer at the other end of the video looked at the leisurely Feng Mo, with a flash of helplessness in her eyes. Most of the remaining fleets at the Bishanmen Space Station had set off to support, and the rest could not move. She was just worried, but she received a battle report from Feng Mo. Good guy. More than 4,000 Hive motherships were wiped out. This Lord Duke is really powerful, and he is a well-deserved starship designer. The female officer immediately contacted Feng Mo, but the Duke in front of her had some troubles. Unfortunately, she found that no matter what method she tried, she couldn't do anything to the Duke. This was the most helpless thing. Sir, do you think 3 million points is okay? The female officer continued to ask. After hearing this, Feng Mo thought for a moment, nodded slightly and then said, 3 million points, and the corpses of the interstellar Zerg after the battle will also be collected. If you agree, the Storm Fleet will go there. Sir, the military fully agrees with your request. Please support Planet Z012 as soon as possible. Feng Mo hung up the video and opened the information sent by the female officer. There were more than 2,000 Hive motherships. The scale was not large, but the quality was much higher than the Hive motherships Feng Mo encountered here. Among them, there are more than 400 T4 class Hive motherships, and more than 1,500 T3 class Hive motherships. This is completely a mixed T4 and T3 mothership group. No wonder the T4 fleet guarding Planet Z012 would send a distress message. After thinking for a moment, Feng Mo said to Han Pai Pei and Al on the side, "Order, out to take over the command authority of the Storm Fleet. The Hurricane, 4 T4-tail Scorpions and 2 T4 interceptor starship bioships will go to planet Z012 for a support mission. Feng Mo handed over the command of the fleet to Al and led 7 starships to support him. He found that the two sides fighting outside the Z012 planet were actually about the same strength, but the Hive mothership group was not afraid of death, while the guard fleet was. It cannot be said that I am afraid of death, but I am afraid that the whole fleet will be exhausted in the end. It is not worth it. Call for rescue first, then fight. If there is no rescue, then fight again. It is normal and human nature. Therefore, Feng Mo does not need to bring a large number of starships to rescue, he only needs to bring a starship that can make the final decision. The Hurricane has a quasi-T5 class Star Destroyer cannon, which is best used to attack the flagship. The 4 T4-tail Scorpions, integrating assassination and bombing, are high-end among high-end starships. The 2 interception-type interstellar biological ships are even more special among the special. And if the tank Hive mothership intercepts missiles, the interception rate of the laser cannon may not be high, but the interception rate of the bioplasma cannon is 1. Stop it accurately. The battle on planet Z012 was particularly intense at this time, because their commander received a notice from the Bishanman space station, and reinforcements would arrive soon. As the secretary conveyed this news to the entire fleet, all the fleet crew members were excited and began to take heavy action, striving to annihilate this Hive mothership group. So when Feng Mo arrived at planet Z012, he found that the fleet was suppressing the Hive mothership in a group fight, but the casualties were still very high. Now that he was here, he had to help out. Mellow, 4 T4-tail Scorpions cut into the rear of the Hive mothership group to conduct a round of saturation strikes. The Hurricane radar found the enemy flagship, and the T5 class Star Destroyer cannon was charged and ready. Feng Mo immediately issued a support order and contacted the Guardian fleet of planet Z012. After the video was connected, the other party clearly recognized who Feng Mo was and said with some excitement, "Your Majesty Duke Wang Zhifeng, the commander of the insect fleet under the Yunshan Empire, would like to report to you." "Thank you, Your Majesty the Duke, for supporting the insect fleet. Lord Gujun always mentions your deeds to us. It really puts us commanders to shame." The commander of the Changmin fleet said sincerely. Feng Mo understood immediately after hearing this. This was a fleet commander from the Gujun faction. He was one of his own. Feng Mo said gently, "Colonel Wang, please hold back the Hive mother fleet and hand over the enemy's flagship to the Hurricane. Later, there will be a lot of commotion behind the enemy's rear. Please also ask the insect fleet to seize the opportunity and try to capture this Hive mother fleet." The fleet was wiped out. After hearing this, Wang Zhifeng was shocked. He immediately gave a military salute and shouted, "Yes, Your Majesty the Duke." Feng Mo had a natural affinity for this faction's fleet commander. After hearing how positive the other party was, he nodded with satisfaction. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.